them know that we are the American Indigenous. Copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick, you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred daughter or son of them.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby? I'm not no African. Nigga, you a lying motherfucker.
ISO. Dama. Woo! Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Yo, it's too many. Hey, it's too many. Yo, it's too many. Yo, it's too many lies. Look in my eyes, they know I'm the truth. They know that. Knocking them down every time I step in the booth. We ain't gotta lie, they know we the vibe, we living in proof. It's young, conscious, shoot my life a movie, I live in a spoof. Ain't no sticking around, I'm on the move, I'm checking the dudes. Yeah, it's only us two, so you know we copping that coupe. We on the roof, smoking dope, look at the view. Yeah, we used to chill on the stoop, now we out here breaking the news. It ain't what you really could do, cause we ain't got nothing to lose. We ain't switched side with no cruise, we just stayed out of the loop. Now we out here letting it loose, every shot we took it was swoosh. Gotta get it, ain't no excuse, ain't left to prove. Hey, yeah, hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Yo, it's too many, hey, it's too many. Yo, it's too many.
Yeah, ask a moral question, yeah, I bet it's all lies. Hey, they won't cross that line for a fact that's offsides. Hey, too much penalties when they run this back, yeah, it's fines. Hey, could've been here with us, but we do not force no vibes. Hey, she gon' ride the whip and let me park it in the driveway. They just want the praise, want they Yahweh. Getting so much bread, yeah, the ride way. We done already won, yeah, that's worth the ride way. But they still lying right through their teeth, and they still hiding behind many truths. They was D9, watch my every move, tell them keep trying. Leave that shit on scene, I ain't replying. Less I know you, that don't mean I'm Hollywood. That just mean I'm Hollywood. All y'all, I probably stood on the falls, all cause. More times I probably should. I don't know nobody like us. You see how much time it took.
Yeah, hey, it's too many lies, too many lies, too many lies. Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies, too many, too many. It's too many, hey, it's too many, yo, it's too many. Woo. Yeah, conscious, matic. Alright, so far away I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense, but nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion, we probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Oh yeah, y'all. What's good? Smash that like button, y'all, please. What's going on? Today is Friday. Hey, hey. Do y'all know who this Arqua chief is? This black snake? Do y'all know who this Arqua chief is? Because I'm about to say something funky. And yes, I am streaming to all three of my platforms: YouTube, Twitter, and I stuck Facebook back up in there. So I'm going to ask y'all to please hit the like button. You know, they come in, they come out, they come in, they come out, whatever. But I still love all of y'all, no matter what. For real, for real. This chief, Air Cross, I got a lot of questions. And I put the topic up there crazy. Hold up, Christopher Columbus. Sister Bethy has questions. I think I know who your black butt is. Hey, Lavender Winds, Bad Saint. Hey, beautiful. What's up? And thank you so much for those donations, y'all. The tribe really, really, truly appreciates them. I swear, I do. Hey, Annie Awaya. Hey, Jeremy Royster. Sawaki. Sorry, Jeremy, timed you out. I think he probably misunderstood your comment, but I modded you up so that couldn't happen no more. So you should be all right. He didn't know. He just being protective. Hey, Jeremy. Lavender Winds. What's good, y'all? Straight smoke. Hey, Sammy. George Witcher. Brown liquor, no ice. What's popping? Annie Yawaya. What's up? Yellow Sawaki. Mary Gold. I'm so sorry that he Jeremy blocked your message. I think he might have misunderstood. But that's okay. I got you mod up, so it's all right, sweetheart. Sorry about that. What's good, everybody? Y'all smack that like button. Oh, y'all got to do better than that. Come on now. 75 is come on, it's way more people. Y'all gotta hit. If you're on YouTube or Twitter, you got to hit the like button. You do. You gotta hit the like button in YouTube, not the platforms where you see me from. I have to do this all the time until y'all get it right. I know you probably hit the like button in Facebook and Twitter, but you got to do it in here too. That'll really help get the algorithm going. I swear it does. It makes a big difference. I do. I swear it does. So if y'all could do that, I love you so much if you do. Thanks. Um, there's other things that I wanted to get into too. Um, I tomorrow night is the first night of the year to be in the what do you call it? The establishing your individual family tribe. Um, it would really help. Y'all hit the like button as you come in. I need you to really help me out here. Yep, I could see y'all. Please hit the like button. That helps me. Oh, this come on. I don't know why it's not work. Come on. If it's not working, come on, y'all. You can do it. You can do it. Oh, I appreciate it so much. Um, tomorrow is at 6 o'clock, and I'm getting ready to share that with y'all right now. Please, la la la. Come on, y'all. I need you to. Hey, y'all, give me a minute. Um, I gotta run to the. I drink so much water. I gotta run to the ladies' room. I will be back, and I promise I'm gonna get it in. I was just trying to contemplate if I should go. Be right back. Okay, thank you, y'all, so much. So, y'all know the Iroquois is the black snakes. That's what it means in French. It's actually a derogatory term. It is. And this is a statue, a real statue. And I own the rights to the statues because I did purchase it, this photo, to be able to use in my lecturings and everything. And this is a very real statue. So, can anybody in the chat room please, for the life of me, tell me why this very real statue, Iroquois, why is it painted black? I'm gonna see what responses I get. Can y'all please? Hi, Mike. Oh, Mike. You know what? Let all the negative comments come in. I got haters, so they make me famous. They're helpful too, but that's okay. Um, can y'all please tell me in the chat room why this statue? It's very real, Iroquois statue. Why is it painted black up in Canada? Facts. Can you please tell me? Don't worry about that, Mike. That ain't none of your business because it's not for you. Don't you dare worry about that. But y'all just ignore them. Don't hit nobody today. It's Happy Friday, so let the haters. It helps. It helps with the algorithm. It helps. Please. Um, tell me in the chat why is this Iroquois? Hey, smoke. You home, smoke? Because I can put the link in the chat for you. It's Friday. Why? All right, I'm gonna drop the link for you in a minute. I want to just, I want to see you got the one of the right answers. Why is the statue black? It's the Iroquois, straight like that. Show is. I need to refresh. Yep, yep. Tell me why. Why? Oh, why? Tell me why. Here's the link. I'm gonna put the link because I'm gonna go over. I got some slides that I do want to go over, and it's about Canada. Because I got some questions. I'm gonna pin this to the top for the people that I truly want to be up here. So smoke whenever you get it free, you can hit the like. I mean the link. Yeah, but hit the like too, y'all. Man, y'all are crapping on the likes. Look at that, up and down. Smash the like button. Why? So anyway, so I want to get into it. That was the original people. That's right, Jeremy. You better believe it. Because the French are not going to give them that derogatory name if it wasn't so. And this is up in Canada. And you know what? I showed this. I'm showing this as an overlay because I want to get into Canada and down here in the colonial areas. And I've been doing a lot of reading over the weekend, over the week rather, which is why I haven't been going live. Word. Um, so I was doing a lot of reading and contrast and comparisons. That is not Christopher Columbus. Hush and take notes. That's not Christopher Columbus. But I wanted to show you. Hey, I see you. I still got the overlay up. But I wanted to show this because I'm doing some comparing and contrasting and trying to make some things make some sense. Because I I just I just don't there's a lot of numbers. When I say numbers, I mean years that are not adding up, which clearly is the greatest sign of history being told in lies and things of that nature. Hey, the serpent god, King Morpheus. And I just want to show you why. And maybe it's me, maybe it's where I did a lot of Googling and reading some um historical libraries online stuff. And I hate DeAndre, and I'm finding a lot of misinformation. So, hey, Smoke, how you doing?
I'm good, Sister Bethy. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm about to get in it right now. Hey, y'all. Hey. All right. So, first thing I want to say, of course, is tomorrow night at 6 p.m. is the first class of the year. It's and you might want to jot these dates down, but it's always on our newspaper website. Copy. And I'm going to do a share screen. We have two sites. We have our newspaper website, which is Copper Color Chronicles, and then we have our tribal website, which is the Wyatt Nation. So let's talk about the newspaper website, which I'm putting the link right in the chat if you want to register for this class. I'm gonna do a share screen. Um, and these are the dates. The link directly to here is the dates. So you're going to mark them down. So I got a class. All the classes are at 6 p.m. And these classes are either going to be on a Saturday or a Sunday, but they're always going to be at 6 Eastern time. So if you're Eastern time zone, like here in the North, me, you go in at 6. 5 o'clock your time on Saturday, you will go in the meeting. And, if you're Central time, 3 p.m. Pacific time, you will go in that meeting on Saturday at 3 your time, Pacific time, 5 p.m. Central time, and 6 p.m. Eastern time. All right. The next day, Saturday, Sunday, the 14th, same thing. And then the following Saturday, the 20th, and then the following Saturday, the 27th. So those classes will be once a week. They will be once a week throughout the year. And if I decide to cancel because I need a mental break, I will. Okay. Um, I never ask for any money for any of the training classes that I give, my training lectures. All I ask is you donate at your leisure. If you feel like you want to donate, you donate. If you feel like you don't want to support our newspaper business, that's fine too. But my goal is to get you to learn how to establish your individual family tribes and what it's about in detail, what it entails. Okay. And you can attend these lectures as many times as you want until you get the clear understanding. You want to prepare yourself for it because tribal families is about business. It's straight up about business. And it's straight up very, very much so community active. It's a community active thing when it comes to family tribes. It's community active. That's how you get your reputation as a family tribe, a positive one too. Okay? So write these dates down. Now, stop sharing there. Um, if you want to register to be in any of these training classes, you have to be on our distribution list. Uh, let's see. I'll put that link in the chat. That's on our tribal website. Copy. And there it is. Paste. Pasting it into the chat room. In order to get the link to get in Zoom, you must be on our distribution list. I do not run around calling people and sending them no text. Seriously. And I start the class, I give people 15 minutes to get there. So if you're in at 5, you're going to sit with me and laugh until 6:15. At 6:15, I don't let nobody else in. If you fall off, I don't let nobody else in. It's up to you to be responsible, to have, you should be entering on a laptop. You really should. And you should be in an area where there's decent Wi Fi. If you know that you're in a bad area when it comes to Wi Fi, go to a bookstore like Barnes and Noble and sit with your laptop until, the class is over. Or a library, your local municipal library, if it's open at 6 in the evening, they usually have good Wi Fi. Serious. Because if you fall out the meeting, I'm not letting you back in. It's very, very disruptive to the class. And it's very, very disruptive when you're late. So that's why if you're not in there by 6:15 Eastern, 5:15 Central, or 3:15 Pacific, I don't answer you. I leave you in the lobby. And I'll see you next week until you're more, able to be on time. And this is the great part about it that I love giving classes and lecturing. It's professional. It's the start of being professional, especially when you're running your individual family tribes. It's a professional thing. So here's what I'm going to say, and you're probably going to be turned up and pissed. You have to keep your camera on the whole time. I don't have time for people coming in my lecturing classes. If you can't turn your camera on and so the public can see you, then you're not ready to serve the communities. So if you know you look hit and you want to at least fix yourself up decent, I think you should make preparations to do that, because when the cameras go off, you literally go, I kick you out the meeting because it's unprofessional. I've been in YouTube 5 years and I keep my camera on. I like my audience to see who they're speaking to. And that's the first part of being professional. Um, don't come in there with no shirt on. That's just disgustingly disrespectful. And don't come in there rolling up weed. If you smoke, please get your smoke on before class. Because I ain't got nothing against if you getting your trees on. But do it before class, please. All my classes are professionally held, and I like to deal with you on an adult professional level, literally. So it might upset you that you have to cut your camera on. I like to see who I'm working with. I like to see who I'm lecturing. And I think it's only fair for you to turn your camera on. If you don't turn your camera on, then you're not ready. The way I lecture, I always tell you what it's about and what it entails in detail before I go assisting you to help you fill out the paperwork to establish your family tribe. It does not take you off this landmass. I don't do the Moorish paperwork, and I highly never, ever, ever will support it. Ever. So you're not going to get that from Sister Bethy. You're not. You are truly not. And I tell people, if you don't want to start your own individual family tribes, then maybe you can join somebody's. And that's what a lot of my tribal members did. A lot of them didn't want to start their own family tribes. They don't, because they don't have the time to do the work that it entails. So they just became a part of Waya. And I understand that maybe later on, maybe their descendants will start. But even though they have their own individual family tribes, they still are members of Waya. We're just the mother part of it, like the mother nation. And I always highly recommend our tribal members to establish their own individual family tribes. They really should. Hey, so that's that. So I got that out the way. Straight smoke. Any questions?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's pretty cut and dry.
Okay. Now, when I turn my
That
camera
keeps
off
down
on YouTube,
a lot.
yeah, I want people to. They got our people. We have to stop hiding. When you hide, you know that's a sign of deceit, scam. To me, when your camera is totally off, to me that's a sign of deceit. I mean, I've had people come into my lectures and go to other platforms and share exactly what we do and how we do it. Next thing you know, they came out, oh, we got this study group, we got that study group, we got this research group. Oh, I was cracking the fuck up. I really was. I was cracking up. I'm like, but you know what? That's a good thing, because I always, always want people. I have to take this call, y'all. Sorry about that, my peeps. Okay, so let's get into what I wanted to get into. I'm going to do a share screen. Doing. And I took just like random notes from everywhere. And I just want to give you something, you know, to have on your mind while you are studying, if you are studying. Let me start make sure this is started from the beginning because I really hate when that happens. Okay. Now I could do my share screen. Oh, this is so time consuming. So time consuming. So it's exactly what I have here. Hold up, Christopher Columbus. Sister Bethy has questions. I do got questions. I think you will too after this if you'll see where I'm coming from. The United States recognized Canada as an independent state with autonomous control over its foreign relations on February 18th, 1927, when Vincent Massey presented his credentials in Washington as Canadian envoy extraordinary and minister plenipotentiary. And these are questions, these are questions that I ask. Now, I'm like, wait a minute. United States recognized Canada? Did you know that? Smoke.
In a sense, yes, but I'm waiting to hear where you're going with this because this is very very intriguing to say the least.
I that's why I said I got questions and it said, hold up, Christopher Columbus, because I'm like, wait a minute. So either he fake or something ain't right. And it's something to do with these black snakes. All I'm saying.
Right.
Did anybody in the chat know that the United States recognized Canada as an independent state on February 18th, 1927? Okay. And I said, was Canada part of United States of America? We know that because it would have been a 53rd or 54th state. So it's that massive piece of land, in fact, the second largest country in the world after Russia, that sits on top of their well known neighbor, the United States of America. And no, Canada is not part of the United States. It's one of the three countries in North America. Now, I knew that, but before United States was even a colonial state, is where I'm going. Before United States or the colonies were even thought about. Here's where I'm going, Smoke.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Uh, I'm thinking it was just the whole thing. The land we call Canada and the land we call United States, down here, was all just one big shaludo. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Y'all see what I mean? But I'm talking like before even the colonial people came here, the pilgrims, and the colonial states was even invented. I'm just wondering if the whole thing was just one piece, no separation between America and Canada, just one piece, and these snakes operated it, the Arqua. I'm
Yep.
asking. That's what I'm thinking.
Because if you keeping this in context, that was still the colonials' way of determining what's what.
Right.
That's just their opinion, their viewpoint. That's it. I see where you're going with this because it makes total sense. Because who's to say that we didn't run this whole shebang up here?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm truly wondering. That's because there are in Twitter's Yellowhammer. They're all on Twitter watching and Facebook. A lot of them don't like to come in here. There are a lot of political folks on some real shit. Now, it says, when did Canada separate from USA? Now, that now this is why I'm saying. I mean, they're calling it Canada, but prior to Canada, it was just land.
Yep.
The resolutions became the basis for a London conference in 1866, which led to the formation of the Dominion of Canada on July 1st, 1867. Because I'm like, wait a minute, this shit is really getting me. I'm now it's just questioning me. What I'm questioning is, even though it's one big piece of land. This is before the colonial people. If everything was being decided and generated up there rather than down here, between with the business going between the British, you know what I mean? Instead of it being right here where we are, Smoke.
To me, it sounds like they arrived at the same time. I mean, this is the formation of Canada. You see what I'm saying? At 1867. So that's them already prior to being there and doing the same exact thing. Like you said the last time we had talked, they sent out their scouts or enumerators, seen the survey of the land, and they named it and dictated how they saw fit. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe we see, because we're so accustomed to being here in this part of the land, right? That it never would ever dawn on us that when we were in power, of course, indeed, of the entire land mass,
Mhm.
but was our bodies up where Canada is? Because that's where the damn Iroquois literally came from, that area.
Mhm.
And you see why, as we read along, it's making me think now, wait a minute, Christopher Columbus, you got some shit going on here. Your ass probably ain't real. I mean, everybody see where I'm coming from? Give me a one if you understand where I'm coming from, because I know our body's been in this part of the soil of North America, but when we were in power, could we have been in power up in Canada running shit where Canada sits? It wasn't called Canada then, but just was that where we were doing business with? Because it seems that you would be that high up so you can look down and oversee. You follow what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm just saying, I'm just using that,
No, because
analogy.
if you could, I mean, in the glorious way that you just opened this up, what made Vincent Massey go and present himself in Washington to establish Canada? Why would he have to go
Exactly.
to Washington?
Exactly. My point.
There it is.
I'm not saying this is true, but I like to, when something sticks, I'm like, well, wait a minute. How could this? I'm like, I, I, for the life of me, don't see why we would be in the middle running shit when it would make more sense to be up at the top where you overseeing all the shit that's going on in the land.
Mhm.
And at that point, it was just called Atlantis or whatever name it is. I don't know whether it was Atlantis, North America, whatever this land was. How about that? And then it scares me because as we read along and we look at these notes that I took, I'm like, well, wait a minute. If that's the damn case, perhaps Spain wasn't where it's at. Is that shit right here? And you'll see why I'm asking that. I'm like, it didn't, because the time that you see, I'm going to keep going. Maybe it's me. Why was Canada not part of the United States? Okay. Canada was not a part of the USA when it was founded because Canada was under British rule at the time of the American Revolution. The territory that is now Canada remained loyal to the British Crown, and it did not join the United States during its founding. So, what they did was that part of the land later on in years, they made Canada because it wasn't called Canada then. It was not. It's basically was the upper part of the North American landmass, and that it with no name. Was Canada a U.S. colony? It never was one. Some or all of the territories of modern day Canada, under various names, were an English British colony between 1583, when the first settlement in Newfoundland was made. John Cabot discovered and claimed it in 1497 until 1931, when the Statute of Westminster gave it full independence. I'm like, okay, this shit is mind boggling. Something ain't right. Because remember, it wasn't Canada back then. Hey, I'm 69 trans household. It was not Canada back then. We're just saying it for the sake of being able to distinguish it from where we're at versus up there. And I'm thinking, I'm starting to believe because we said the Iroquois ran the north, right?
Correct.
At least that's what A1 them teach. That's what I believe Dane taught. The Iroquois ran the north, the Iroquois Confederacy, and it starts up where Canada is and works its all the way down to New York, New Jersey. That's a big ass piece of land when you're counting Canada in it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So let's just keep going. Why did the US and Canada split? Okay, so it when I read that and that question is asked, it wasn't that Canada was part of the United States. It was the full part of the land, Canada inclusive of the United States landmass, like all of our ancestors' landmass, right? This is
Yep.
what I'm seeing. And they decided to step away. Canada is separate from the United States for historical reasons, which can be linked to the American Revolution and the Treaty of Paris that followed in 1783. The outcome of the War of 1812 permanently sealed the separation between Canada and the United States. Now, I could replace those words. Permanently sealed the separation between that part of the landmass and this part of the landmass. How about that? Does that make more sense?
Yeah. It's clear.
I mean, that's what it sounds. This could be all wrong. I'm just dialoguing.
I
What
understand.
country, yeah, what country did Canada once belong to? Okay. Now, Great Britain controlled all of Canada. In the years that followed, Canadian colonies, now under British rule, expand their trade networks and built an economy largely supported by agriculture and the export of natural resources like fur and timber. So now it's like that part of the landmass separated from this part of the landmass because the Brits, had the colonies. So that's when Canada was like, man, all right, that's your shit, this our shit. That part of the landmass. So I'm gonna keep going. How did Canada get independence? It's saying that Queen Elizabeth II gave royal assent to the Canada Act on March 29th 115 years to the day after Queen Victoria, her great great grandmother, had approved the Federation Act of 1867. Thus, the last legal tie with Great Britain was severed and Canada became a fully sovereign state. So is it a state or a damn country? Is Canada, hello, is Canada older than the United States of America? Now, you know, we came along the way in 1776. The country of the United States of America was established through an act of war on July 4th, 1776. Canada did not become an independent country now until July 1st, 1867, almost 100 damn years later. Let that sit in your head. Tell me this is not weird, right?
It's not weird.
It's strange. It's confusing. 1 minute it's a
Actually,
damn state. A state to who?
to
And now
those
it's a
who,
country.
right, terminology.
Is Canada under British rule today? Though Canada is an independent country, because it is now, Britain's King Charles III remains the nation's symbolic head of state. What the hell is a symbolic head of state? Signs and symbols, or what's a symbolic head of state? The hell is that? The British king does not play an active role in Canadian politics, and his powers are mostly symbolic. How you got
Mm,
symbolic? In recent years, Canadians have become more critical of the monarchy and often debate its future. What separates America from Canada? The 49th parallel. The United States, now check this out, negotiates with Britain to end a Canadian border dispute. Tribes are not consulted as the 49th parallel becomes the boundary. So they didn't tell the Air Cross Confederacy shit. They just went and
mhm,
negotiated with Britain for the damn borderline
hmm, mm,
by way of the 49th parallel. Canada is an independent country. Both Britain and France laid claims to part of what is now Canada, starting in the 16th century. And when the country of Canada was created in 1867, it was a British dependency, but it became independent in 1931. Canada remains part of the Commonwealth of Nations. Interesting. History and present government. The territories which now form Canada came under British power at various times by settlement, war, or secession. A large section of eastern Canada, now Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island, was home to the Acadian people and ceded to Great Britain in 1713. And now we're going to see what parts of Canada are under British rule. Great Britain began acquiring territory in what is now Canada in the 1600s. That's why I was asking you, Smoke, straight Smoke. I got to make sure I say the right Smoke. If shit if we was ruling up there and looking down at this, because it seems to me that it would make more sense that that's where we were ruling, because like Arqua, you're looking down at the rest of the country, being way up at the top at Canada, and then telling them, okay, you could have 13 colonies down here. Does that make more sense?
I can say
I could
this.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong too.
I just got to say this, Sister Bethy. It appears to me that in a certain time frame, not only did they come here, they went there as well and did the same thing. I'm
That's
stuck
what I
right
was
there
thinking that too. I was thinking that too. Hey, Amani, babe. I was thinking that same thing.
because it's like all of it came from Britain. All of it. We can knock that out the park.
Oh yeah, and it's more. Wait. I'm going to show you more.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's saying here in 1867, four British colonies, Quebec, Nova Scotia, Ontario, and New Brunswick, joined together as the Dominion of Canada and became a self governing state within the British Empire.
Mhm.
All right. Now, like, why did the Iroquois move to Canada? With the British defeated, the war ended in 1783. They gave up the Iroquois territory without consulting with the tribes, who were forced to relocate. At that time, most of the Iroquois moved to Canada. There it is, where they were given land by the British. Now, how you gonna see this? That don't make no sense. You the Iroquois running shit, okay? And your land starts from at way up there at the top and go all the way to New York. Eh, That's throwing me off. They gave up the Iroquois with the British defeated. All right, yeah. The war ended in 1783. They gave up the Iroquois territory without consulting with the tribes, who were forced to relocate. So they were forced to relocate.
Ooh,
Got you.
sounds strangely familiar.
Yeah. At that
Sounds
time,
strangely
most of
familiar.
the Iroquois moved to Canada, where they were given land
Mm,
by the British. Those remaining in New York were required to live mostly on reservation. Okay, now I see how this shit went down, because it's
hmm
so mind-boggling. And then the French, of course, named them. They gave them that name, Iroquois. That wasn't their name. Obviously, that wasn't their name before the French, man. But it derived from a French version of Huron Indian name that was applied to our ancestors, and it was considered derogatory, meaning black snakes. Haudenosaunee means people, building, an extended house, or more commonly referred to as people of the long house. So, where did Canada abolish? What year did Canada abolish slavery? It took the passage of the Slavery Abolition Act by the British Parliament to finally prohibit the enslavement of African people across most of the empire, effective August 1, 1834. Now, you know that's some bullshit.
mm.
You know that's some bullshit.
I just love how they just threw that one thing up in there,
Yeah,
knowing damn well there wasn't none of them up there.
exactly.
And to go back to the one before when you had we literally know that the Iroquois is from Canada, but they
Correct.
clearly stated that they gave them their land, forced them to move, and then they moved back to Canada. Make that make sense?
Exactly. Because they don't want, what they're trying to hide is the fact that the prisoners, they were became prisoners of war because they took over their shit. That's
Exactly.
what the fight with. You come down here, further down north, and that's where you get the Pequots in Mass, who they wrote all out of history. And then they fought and got their name put back on history. and which is why they got the damn casinos. So these are Indians at this time being enslaved, not Africans,
Africans, exactly.
because they can't even decide. Oh, well, what happened to all the people, all the Indians, the Iroquois, and the of that land?
Hmm.
This shit is crazy. And
It show you
then
that you can't hide a lie for so long.
facts. British America comprised the colonial territories of the English Empire and the successor British Empire and the Americas from 1607 to 1783. Now, I'm asking, are Canadians descended from British? Okay. Most English Canadians are descendants of English, Welsh, Scottish, and Irish people. There it is.
There it is.
These include settlers, soldiers, and migrants who came to Canada from the 17th to the 20th century. So that's the 1600s to the 1900s. Hello, Empress Hoover got the damn ship they came on. Her and her cousin Zoe Hustle. Remember all them people? And there you go with your 1690 project. 1619. Because that's 1600. And isn't that when the pilgrims came?
So
I'm
they
gonna
say.
figure this shit out. I've been reading it, and I said, nope, something they're messing up here. Generations. Now here we go. Generations of these pioneers helped bring British political customs and traditions to Canada.
Sister Bethy,
Huh?
real quick, off that
Yeah,
last
and
one.
I'm gonna let you take it when my grandsons hit that door because I gotta settle them down.
Yes, ma'am.
But and I, oh, I'm gonna need you to hold it for me when they come in.
Yes, ma'am.
But oh, go ahead, go ahead. You wanted to ask me something.
Yeah, it said the people comprised of settlers and soldiers. So that is the family of those soldiers.
There, there it
You
is.
see where I'm coming from, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are settlers and soldiers.
Yep,
I ain't gonna even look at the migrant part because that's who came first was the soldiers and their families.
yep. They needed them there so they could be able to fight war if they get static from the
That's
Indians.
right.
Because we Pookie and Ray Ray was acting crazy. So
Man,
I'm
this
gonna
is
keep
this is
going.
unraveling. Go.
Yeah. So let me go. Who were the first settlers in Canada? I was just looking up for all this stuff. So I'm like, the Norse, who had settled Greenland and Iceland, arrived around 1000 CE and built a small settlement at Lanks Ox Meadows at the northernmost tip of Newfoundland. That's Dutch. Carbon
Mhm.
dating estimated 990 to 1050 CE. Now I'm like, wait a minute. I thought we couldn't go to Iceland.
You
Didn't
know,
Bruh say
Greenland is
just
half
say
and
that?
half.
Huh?
You know, Greenland is half and half. You can
Okay.
step on one side that is just plush carpet green, and the other side, I mean, it's like a straight line of straight snow and ice.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Now, who found Canada first? Frenchman Jack Cartier was the first European to navigate the great entrance to Canada, the St. Lawrence River. In 1534, in a voyage conducted with great competence, Cartier explored the Gulf of St. Lawrence and claimed its shores for the French crown. How about that? People over here, you just came and claimed the shores.
Dig that.
Now, according to 2021 Canada Census, over 450 ethnic or cultural origins were self-reported by Canadians. The major pan- Pan-ethnic origin groups in Canada are European at 52.5%, North American 22.9%, okay, Asian 19.3%, North American Indigenous 6.1%. All right, who's the North American? But I'm gonna keep going. African 3.8%, Latin, Central, and South America 2.5%, Caribbean 2.1%, Oceanian 0.3%, and other 6%. Statistic Canada reports that 35.5% of the population reported multiple ethnic origins. Thus, the overall total is greater than 100%. The country's 10 largest self reported specific ethnic or cultural origins in 2021 were Canadian, accounting for 15.6% of the population, followed by English, 14.7%, Irish, 12.1%, Scottish, 12.1%, French, 11%, German, 8.1%, Chinese, 4.7%, Italian, 4.3%, Indian, 3.7%, and Ukrainian, 3.5%. Yo. Um, in the 1500s, Europeans began arriving in North America. They found a land with many natural resources and began to claim parts of it, while the French moved into the north and the Spanish settled in the south and west. The British founded colonies on the East Coast. Listen, this shit is mind boggling. After their defeat, the British ceded Arqua territory without consultation, and many Iroquois had to abandon their lands in the Mohawk Valley and elsewhere and relocate to the northern lands retained by the British. So this is why there's so many of them now down in New York and Delaware, and New Jersey, and uh, most of the remaining Iroquois, except for the Oneida of Wisconsin and the Seneca Cayuga of Oklahoma, are in New York. The Onondaga Reservation, there is still the capital of the Iroquois Confederacy. Large numbers of Iroquois in the United States live in urban areas rather than on reservations. And where you think them damn urban areas are?
In the ghetto.
You got that right. And here it is right here.
Wow.
I want to show you something.
Wow. Come get your free handouts.
Hold up. I'm gonna look, hold up. Y'all gonna crack up. This is where all the Iroquois took their asses to get for doing shit without the tribe members recollection. They're little snakes. Look, let's look at the urban areas. Would you mind reading urban areas of the United States? Where at? Where they at?
New York, Jersey City, Newark, Yonkers,
All
Los
the goddamn
Angeles.
inner
Yep.
cities.
All inner cities.
Chicago, Miami,
Philadelphia,
Houston.
Washington, Arlington, ATL, Boston, Phoenix, Detroit. Yeah, these is all black folk stuff. Oakland.
Where at Tampa?
Oh my God. St. Louis,
So
of
when
course.
you say Tampa and shit, that's where them damn
St.
Seminoles was,
St.
niggas. All
Petersburg.
aircraft. They moved all in the cities.
Yep. San
Look.
Antonio, Orlando, San Jose, Austin. Oh, Columbus. Yeah, these is all Milwaukee. Yeah. Yeah. Your hood.
Nashville.
Everybody hood. Raleigh, North
Raleigh.
Carolina. Memphis.
Memphis.
Come on now. New Orleans.
So, then you know where
Hey,
all these nigga
Honolulu.
Arqua
Honolulu.
from
Wow.
at.
Honolulu.
Tulsa, Rochester, Charleston, Dayton. Look at Colorado. Oh, it's a hot mess. All
Knoxville.
these are inner
Columbia.
city hoods.
Wow. Toledo. These is all black folks areas.
Yeah.
Syracuse.
Trenton, New
Pensacola.
Jersey. Come on.
Ooh. Pinesdale. Fort
I'll put
Collins.
this copy.
Collins,
I'll dig it.
Colorado. Wow.
All of it.
Mhm.
Flint, Michigan, where the word is dirty. Atlantic
Mm.
City. Yo, Springfield. All this is inner city hoods. That's where they move all the aircraft. That's us. And y'all don't want to believe this shit. The majority of us.
Jeez. There it is.
It's freaking endless. Charleston, West Virginia, Georgia.
Yuma.
See, we all in this shit. We've been here the whole damn
Time.
time. Man, I'm not going through this list. I'm putting the copy. Exactly. I'm gonna put this in this page. Here you go.
You talking about people having eyes wide shut. Wow.
Hey, Karma Sweets. Hey, Nova, Big Bear, Brave, Ali Habaru. Hi, y'all. I see y'all in there. I just can't see you behind behind the screens. But I put that link in the chat to all the urban areas so you know when Ameriquas went. Let me see. Let's get back. Is that a hot mess or what?
Hot mess ain't the word for it. They letting you know exactly how they just distributed the people. I mean,
Yo, we
come
was
on.
some wild Indians.
Oof.
Okay. Oh, is it Sharon? Oh, damn.
Yes, you got this up. Did it
I
start
know,
back
but
over?
it okay. Hold up. Let me see. Fortune Christian Kingdoms. That's where it's at. Get to where I'm at. Here we go. Now is it showing?
We still have the slide you had put up for hold up Christopher Columbus.
Okay, let me stop. Let me stop.
Please smash that like button, share, and subscribe. Sister Bethy will be having classes Saturday, 5
Why
Eastern.
is it showing? Okay.
Sign up, get on the distribution list, get the link, join us.
Can y'all see it now?
Yes.
Okay. 14 okay. In 1492. Now they're going back to 1492. The Christian kingdoms of Castile and Aragon conquer the Emirate of Granada, ending nearly 800 years of Muslim rule in the south and founding modern Spain as a united state. Christopher Columbus arrives in the Americas, heralding the conquest of much of South and Central America. This is a lie. It's not even real. Who occupied Spain before 1492? Following the fall of the Western Empire, Hispania was conquered by Germanic tribes. That sounds like black people, Africans. Visigoths, Suevi, and Vandals, and then by the Moors. Now that's before 1492. The Moorish presence on the peninsula lasted 1492 and the fall of the Nasrid Kingdom of Granada. Now, I'm not saying all this is accurate, but this is the first time I hear of Moor occupying Spain. You know, Still struggling with that. Now, the Spanish Empire, sometimes referred to as the Hispanic monarchy or the Catholic monarchy, was a colonial empire governed by Spain between 1492 and 1976. Now, this is the part, Smoke, where I'm saying, well, where the hell was that empire at? Because when you go to look up Spain, you're going to see what I mean. That's why I asked, was they asses here? Because the Spain that exists now over there, it was built later. So which one came first? I thought his ass came here. So watch this. Is that the end of my slide? I think it could be. Hold up. Yeah, that is. Now it's saying stop. Now watch this. Um, when this don't make no sense. Look, tell me if this make any sense. Can you see this? Oh, my
Somewhat,
YouTube.
it's a little small.
All right, my YouTube disappeared. Hold up. I gotta get my YouTube back up. I don't know how it disappeared. Oh, I know how it disappeared. Let me get it back up over there so I can see the chat. All right, I'm gonna get y'all back up over here. What the hell? That's not it.
Sister Bethy, give me a second. I'm gonna take a pause for station identification.
Okay. Hold up, y'all. Okay. All right, now y'all look. I asked when was Spain founded? When was Spain founded as a country? It's saying 1492. So that's why I said this shit is confusing. How is it founded as 1492 when it discovered, supposedly, Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492? So now they're saying America was Spain. You see that, Smoke? Do y'all see that in the chat? And then when I go and look again, now you see this? Look, let me know if you can see this. I asked when was Spain founded as a country? It says 1492. What didn't his ass discover America in 1492?
Correct. So
So
they say.
now, yeah, the fake, But now, when you ask when was the country of Spain founded, look, what does it say? Oh, let me do a share screen. Look at the year it's saying. What does that say?
December 6th, 1978.
Make this make sense.
Hold on. What?
So it didn't exactly. That's why I said, you know what? I got to go all the way back to Canada with this shit. So they little funky butts came over here, supposedly, right? The Spanish. And then they went and created a Spain country. I thought it already existed. Make this make sense.
But they said, but they said Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492.
They're trying to say this is Spain. I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all
Wait a
going too
minute.
fast. And now you're saying the country of Spain. Because I'm thinking his ass came from there to here.
And that's the last time I thought,
I, I'm done.
according to their little timeline in history.
I'm done. I can't. I,
That's
and, okay.
amazing.
Yes, this is why I say I'm still gonna keep looking because this don't make no damn sense. Let me blow this up because I'm studying this stuff and I'm like, y'all not gonna do it. My grandson's gonna come any minute at that damn door. Let me do my share screen. This is what I was putting together, and then you're gonna talk to him for a little while for me smoke.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, this is what I put together, a little timeline. Now, when it Canada being up at the top, right? And then United States being down here at the bottom, at least the land called the other portion down below. So this is up at the top, and this is at the bottom of North America. Okay, it's all America, but this is just the top. So now I'm comparing. I'm like, wait a minute. The French colony, the French in 1535, the colony of Canada was a French colony with the larger territory of New France. It was claimed by France in 1535 during the second voyage of Jacques Cartier in the name of the French king. Okay, so, but wait a minute, this don't make no damn sense because the same people that's down that created the United States, that got the United 13 colonies. It's all the same fucking people. Look, the French, the Dutch, which is the Netherlands, the British, and Spain. Right? They're up at the top, right?
Right.
Now we coming down here where we are. Same people. Is that confusing or what?
Sister Bethy, is it possible you can put that in the back for me so I can pull it up?
Put what in the back, honey?
This right here.
I
So I
can
can go.
I could email it to you because I don't know how to put it in the back.
Okay. I wanted to bring that up
it's
while you stepped away.
it's a regular Word document.
Okay.
So what I'll do, I'm gonna stop the share screen. I'm gonna do a save. Save. I'm gonna put it somewhere and then send it to you. E.
Yeah, because I can pull that up so the people can see it, and I can go through that timeline while you have to do what you have to do.
Maybe you could talk it out with him. All
That's
right.
what I was
So
thinking.
now I'm gonna email it to you, brother.
All right.
Let me go on my email. Compose. What's your email?
I'll send it to you.
In the back. Put it in the back.
I am.
Do you want anybody up on the panel with you, or you want to just stay up by yourself?
If please, if anyone wants to join us, please.
Because I'm gonna step away for a minute. I don't want no fighting, so you stay up by yourself till I come back. All right, let me send you this. Paste. Okay, there you go. Canada shit. That's what I'm calling it. I'm sending it as an attachment.
All right.
All right, let me go to E.
Is it cool if OTK comes up?
Yes. Give me a minute. Let me
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, OTK could come up. It's just a regular Word document of notes that I took, honey.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. So YTK, the link is in the chat. You better come up here now because I got to step away for a minute. Paste. There you go. As long as they keep it professional.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, open knowledge. Hey, y'all, smash that like button.
Let me go retrieve this document real quick.
Okay, yep. And then I'll give you the share screen.
Yes, ma'am.
I gotta step away for a minute. Love y'all, man. Smash that like button. Hey, Adrian, Shay Sean, oh, Yellow Hammer. And I want to say, okay, OTK. I want to make, hey, OTK, while you back there, could you just turn on your camera really quick for me? You could turn, okay, you could turn it off. You could turn it off. Okay. Now you got OTK up there with you. So I'm gonna step away. Wait for a minute while you. Oh, I can until you do the share screen.
Hey, Sister Bethany, I'm also open to knowledge. That's what OTK stands for, Queen. Goddess.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
me.
I didn't know.
I'm the same person. That's why you say, hold up, as long as it ain't no trouble. I was like, okay, hold up. She was like, hey, open to knowledge. Yeah, OTK is open to knowledge. That's me.
Okay,
That's
now
just
I know
short.
I gotta match the YouTube names.
Yes,
You got
ma'am.
it. Straight smoke.
Yes,
T
ma'am.
Smoke.
You. Oh,
Hey,
there we
what's
go.
going on with it, brother?
Y'all can play with that.
Thank you so much.
You see it now.
I'm about to blow it up so we can get into it.
Hey, straight. I'm on my phone right now. It'll be like 5 minutes before I get to the
You
computer,
gotta
but
blow
I'm,
it up
I'm gonna
at the
stay on the
bottom of the
phone though.
screen. Oh, let me go. I'll be right back. My grandsons are here. You got it.
Yes, ma'am. I heard you, OTK. Just to go and look at this timeline that we have of how and when everything was between Canada and the United States. Just to look at this, I mean, the colony of Canada was a French colony within the larger territory of New France. It was claimed by the French in 1535 during the second voyage of Jacques Carter, which Sister Bethy previously read. But at the same token, here in the States, now mind you, this is 1535. In North America, Spain in 1565, 30 years separated, right? And the British in 1607. But if we look up here, the British in 1763. That's when the French territory in 17 it became British colony, known as the province of Quebec. But it still remained French. Looking at this, I mean, to anyone else, do you agree or disagree that at some point these people had to have come here during the same time? I mean, looking at the whole thing, just step back from it, because I'm looking at it like this was all Great Britain, France, and Spain, correct? So these people set out to do their voyages however they saw fit and then named what they wanted to name, as I like to say, applied terminology of the people that they met and what they saw fit. I mean, just highlighting it.
Facts.
I mean, what do you
Facts.
think about that, OTK?
Yeah, facts. Facts. I'm
Because
looking at this right now. I know for a fact that the British and the English was definitely here heavy in South Carolina. The Spanish didn't never really get too far up into South Carolina. They tried, but that colony failed. So they didn't really do nothing. So it was pretty much all downtown. All you see is French and British remnants of down there. And what y'all brought up about Canada, yes, they also did that here. They just didn't call it exactly enfranchisement or this right here.
right,
You know what I mean?
right,
But
and
I can
that's
go
that.
into that. That's why I wish I was at my computer, because then I would have been able to get on here and I will show you. But when she come back, I'll jump on my computer because I can show you in 1740 in South Carolina where things started changing for us, and even some, I think 1600s too, maybe. So I can show you some things in South Carolina.
And see, that's the things that I be saying that, we should be digging through this. And I'm glad Sister Bethy is doing these kind of challenging talks and lectures, because this is just dismantling in their own words and showing that in a lot of instances, these timelines don't add up to the stories. They really don't.
Yeah, and that's all we add. That's all we asking. If we can listen to their stories all those years of what was going on. Now that we are in this age to where everybody has access to new information, why our people are not open to this new information that's coming out, and we're using the same research that and the same tools that they're using. We just don't have master teachers.
I believe that we do have master teachers. What it is I think that they're not focusing or honing in on certain things that they truly know. Does that make sense?
Yes, I totally agree. Now, it's some people that I can push to the status as master teacher now.
Right.
I didn't say that. Now.
Right.
I didn't say that. Yes, it's definitely some people that I can push to master teacher, but once you put that that title on them, you know what I mean? It kind of put them in a head hunting group, and then it's gonna take away from the information.
Right.
So let's just keep it how it's going. You know what I mean? And let's get to this information.
And that's how I totally agree. I couldn't have said it better. We're not trying to put no marks on people's backs to make other people feel like they need to challenge what they're saying or nothing like that. It's just like what Open to Knowledge said. How are you not open to the knowledge? And we're using the same methods and tools and research that everybody else has done.
Yes, we just didn't know what to look up, how to search it, and stuff like that. But one thing that we did have a jump on everything on, we had our genealogy. That's correct. One thing that we always was doing. So we was doing what we were supposed to do, but we was doing it on a more like genealogy level, more of a family oral history and name history level. But now that we're cross-referencing these genealogical records with this research and stuff, it's painting the picture better.
Yes, it is. And to me, just with my family alone, it gave me a lot of solace, and it made me feel a lot more stronger, actually knowing my derivative, knowing where I come from. That's why, like, when my business is called Straight Smoking, I always say all the time, family first, because that's where you have to start. That's where you have to start. But I can say that these things that's been told to us over these decades of time, to everyone's own time frame, we have to start picking these narratives apart. We have to, because that's the only way. That's where the truth lies.
Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is, you pick them apart just by researching them.
Correct.
That's how they get picked apart, just by researching them.
Yeah, because when we first talked about this, when Sister Bethy first brought this up, and actually, I mean, think about this. What would make the premier of Canada have to go to the United States to say Canada is about to be its own place? Why would he have to do that? Who told him he had to go get validated from everybody in the United States? Who does that? I need recognition from another man to be a man? Really? That sounds kind of strange to me.
Yeah, that sounds real strange. And and you know what's crazy too about this straight smoke? People didn't know that by us learning our genealogy and going and studying our genealogy and wanting to go farther, and without books, we wanted to talk to this ancestor, that ancestor, to find it out. They don't know that we already had a method. So now this right here comes easy to us.
Right.
this comes easy to us, and it is, you know, what you and Sister Bethany doing is bringing truth to light. I mean, you can hate it all you want, but it's here.
I have to say this is all Sister Bethy. It's just that I love knowledge. I'm a seeker of knowledge. I'm a seeker of truth, and I believe that information, reading, and just doing your own research in your own right, you will find out some things. But it's great to have people like Sister Bethy and others. It's a cast of others that's here in this community that's been built, you know, to give the information that we all need. Why not honor those people for the information that they're giving and them being brave enough to show you the way of looking up this information so you can go and find out for yourself. I mean, that should be the greatest thing, or any gift that anybody will want, is the information.
I'm still here with you, Smoke, man. Some of my peoples them just rolled up on me. I don't want that loud noise in the background. Go ahead, then.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. But that's the one thing that we have to do. We have to stay vigilant in this information, because what you are, and I don't know if anybody is understanding this, right now, you're in the age of digital information warfare. This is information warfare. Why do people not want you to have specific types of information? Why not? They don't want you knowing something for a reason. Why is that? I've said this a long time ago to conversations I had with other people. This is to keep the divided. If you're looking to keep someone divided, how do you do it? It's over lack of information. Just like back in the 1930s and the 40s and everything, information was not flown like that across these states. It was not. The information was not there. It wasn't given like we get it now. And a lot of people say, well, yeah, smoke is, of course it's not. Look up the printing press when it was included. Look at how people made newspapers and everything to document things. Those are all relative facts that you have to go and look up, because if there was something of significance, they printed it. They printed it. It's in their own white papers. You see it every single day, whether you not want to go and do a deeper search in what the information is giving you. That's on you. Most people don't do it. But I say the age of information ignorance is over. That's a choice.
Yeah, it's definitely over. Definitely over.
Yes, Yellow Snake Hammer. It was all by word of mouth back then. That's how I traveled from town to town, city to city. It was word by mouth. In actuality, the word by mouth was through trade. It was through trade. That's how everybody was doing everything, was through trade. This is why we have to get this information out. This is why Sister Bethy and others is trying to get the information out. It's not to convince anybody. It's to shine a light on some damn things for people to look at. Go look this stuff up. It's a reason. I'll put it to you like this. Was anybody talking like this in 1998? How about 2000?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Nobody was talking. Hey, straight boy, you got me speeding to the crib, yo. Where I got to stay wide open getting to the crib, dog, to get on the computer with you.
Man, just be safe, my bro. Please be safe. I want you to make it home to the computer. But it's just the actual truth. I mean, does this sound far-fetched? Am I grasping at straws here?
No, you asking legitimate questions.
I mean, at some point, when do if you notice, if you go back in your own family or anything years, decades ago, who were asking the real questions? What happened to those people that was asking the real questions? I should say that. Ain't no coincidences no more. Ain't no coincidences no more. How do you think this all of this matured over time? There's no such thing as a coincidence no more. I mean, at this stage, what I've gathered, just sitting on the outside looking in through a plethora of different people and the information that they're putting out. If it's not intriguing enough for you to go find out where your family comes from, I don't know what else could be a gun smoke. I don't know what could be a bigger issue than you finding out everything about your family. Shasan, I'll answer that for you. How do you know what documents is real and what's not? Pick apart the document. That's it. Because I've said this before. If it cannot be applied equally, logically, if it can't be applied equally using common logic, it's got to be propaganda. It's to sway you, to get a knee-jerk reaction out of you, to think one way or another. Look at the terminology they use in any document. Cross-reference those terms. You have to dig into to what you're reading. Don't just take everything at face value. This is one of the greatest points in human history right now, if you ask me. It's the age. This is the age of information awakening. That's what I consider this as. I don't know how many of you all feel or agree with that, but me seeing what Sister Bethy has done, it clearly highlights all of that.
Oh, I appreciate that so much. I had to get them settled in. I'm
Yes,
on
ma'am.
Nana duty. So what do y'all think about that document, Smoke? The one that I asked you to share? Did you have a
We
chance to
just
look
looked
at
at
it?
yeah, we had the time. Well, I ain't gonna say, I kind of went on a a lecture myself, but it just shows that all of this was in complete compliance and coordinated all together.
Correct.
This is
And I
coordinated.
yeah. And when I have to look at it from date lines, alleged dates too. I'm gonna say because all of this, I'm not saying is solidly true, but when I looked at, it, I'm like something just doesn't make sense, and I'm like, my first thought was, well, maybe the United States and Canada was never separated as a part from a power and ruling standpoint of ruling literally North America. Now we did, you know, A1 and everyone did show where the Spanish ruled in South America. But then when you look, I'm like, well, wait a minute, something don't make no sense. All right, we got Central America, we got South America, and we got North America. So I don't think from a power standpoint and the way that, we learned about the Iroquois who wrote the peace treaty, they must have just ruled the whole mainland, like from Canada all the way, you know what I mean?
Yes,
They
ma'am.
had to. And it was taken from them by the same people that made the damn 13 colonies.
And
Because it wasn't prior to it being Canada, there was no separation between the two. It was never looked at as Canada up there and just us down here. No, I think the power came from up there because isn't that originally where the Iroquois, settled at? Oh, not now, baby. I mean, that's where they settled.
That's where they
and
were from.
they ran the north.
And
Okay.
that's the one thing also I wanted to point out too. What was the strongest thing that had to been taken over? That was the trade routes. The trade routes was the first thing that had to been taken over.
Right.
So if you once you get that right there, once you establish dominance, you control the trade routes. That's why a lot of wars, I believe, just looking through this whole timeline of things, was to control trade, to control the merch to and from. Because I brought up what would persuade Canada's premier to go to the United States and say, "Hey, we're Canada. We're about to be Canada." Why would he have to do that? Why would he have to go get recognition in the United States?
Exactly.
That don't sound right.
It didn't sound right.
Maybe it was because in the United States, they came in the name of the king
Both of them
first.
did.
So
But
so
this was
right. So they went up to Montreal. They was leaving like from Virginia and stuff like that, and then going up to Montreal. Matter of fact, I just got through watching like some footage like on the frontiersmen. You heard about them boys, and then when the Pilgrims was coming in over there in Canada,
so
after
they
Sister
did
Bethany
go
dropped
there
that.
first.
So
They
after
go
Sister Bethany dropped that, I had to go back and start doing some research on Canada.
Trying to tell
yeah.
you.
But so did they go there first and then
Yes.
make their way down to
Yes.
Massachusetts?
Yeah.
That's
And
why
Yeah,
then
I'm
brought their
like,
other ships. And then brought
yes,
sent back a scout,
yes.
brought some more
They,
ships. They already knew what they had in store.
yes, they came straight in. That you got to remember now. Remember, they've been done already established Nova Scotia for peoples to go at and all of that. So yes, they was already up there. In fact, a lot of the first ones that went over there to Canada been done mixed with the natives.
Yep.
So they was even getting looked at sideways from the French. A lot of them was Irish. That's what they was. A lot of them was Irish, and they was substitute to the French and the English king at the time. It was James, and then it was George, if I'm not mistaken. When I was doing it,
those
I'm gonna
was
go back.
black.
I'm gonna,
Wasn't
I'm
those
gonna get.
black skinned people?
Ah.
Well,
Because
that's
a
why
lot of
I
people
had. Okay, this
because
is one of the guys right here.
right.
And I'm like, why did okay, if that's not the case, why would they paint a white guy's face black? That's because them Iroquois up there in Canada was black.
That's right. They know the
Yeah,
truth.
yeah. Any artist back then that misinterpreted a painting died. They did not play back then. You could not mess up no painting.
Oh wow.
Hey,
Yes.
OTK, go ahead and say why though.
Why they died? Because
Yeah.
that was like a insult to them because they was hiding the truth.
So
They
I'm
did.
gonna go ahead and say it for you because you said it, but you didn't say it like I wanted you to. Because
Okay,
it would
my
it would
bad. My bad. Go
expose
ahead.
it would expose their narrative.
W- w-
Yeah.
Well, you go ahead and say we.
They died because it would have exposed their narrative.
Okay, so well, this is why I said, you know what, y'all, I'm just gonna keep reading because I know my mind ain't playing no tricks on me. That I mean, the power was coming from up high, which up a higher part of the land, because it would make sense that it was coming up at the time the Iroquois was ruling, were in power up there in Canada. For the 13 colonies to be established, it had to come from up there and not, we're so accustomed to being from this part of the landmass that we never think that it was never separated, Canada and us as landmass goes. There was no boundary line, rather,
Correct.
which is why now I see they went to get the borderline to make it Canada, because before it was just North America. So we're all thinking that, oh, um, we just was down here within the 50 states, and we really wasn't. We was up there, really. I'm just speaking from the northern perspective, because now it makes sense why all those northern Indians went to the south and wanted to be greedy too. And that's why I said, well, okay, when I found this act,
Right.
when I was
Yep.
looking for, enfranchisement, they call it this is what how they smashed it up in Canada. I don't know if you want to read this, brother. In Canada, uh, they recognize the Indians as Aboriginals, but they used it interchangeably. But more of their focus was on Aboriginal peoples, making it very clear. But I don't know if you want to read this, brother, while we got these 1,600 something people in there. Smash that like button, y'all. Please.
Yes, please hit the like button
Oh, they
because
did.
God
It's
is
like up
bringing
to
news.
1,300 now. Oh,
Yes.
good. Okay. So,
Let
brother,
me
I don't
ask you
know if
this,
you want to read.
Queen Bethy. Bethany, I
Oh, it's
noticed y'all
just
keep
Sister
saying that.
Bethy, brother. It's just Sister
My
Bethy.
bad, my bad. You like. Matter of fact, I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, but okay, sister, Beth, you more than a sister to me. Out of
Right.
respect, why? Uh, you know what I mean? Um, we was just talking about master teachers, right? Straight smoke.
Yes, sir.
But we don't want to put that title on them, But um,
Yeah, I'm
let me
not no
ask you this.
master
Y'all
teacher.
keep
I'm still
saying
learning.
Iroquois and y'all saying the Iroquois people and stuff like that. So when they're saying the Iroquois, are these the direct descendants of the Algonquian, or are they a mixture of the Indians from North America that mix with the Indians from Canada?
Now, see,
Now,
that would go
see,
to
like I said, I'm not a master teacher. I'm still a student, and I just research and read like a fanatic. So all I know is Algonquin is a language, and the Iroquois spoke. I mean, all I know is Algonquin speaking people. That's a linguistic. But is it a
Okay.
tribe or is it a
Yes,
language? See,
they
this is
yes,
why I said I'm a student, huh?
yes, they was some of from what I heard, they was some of the first in Canada.
Yes,
They say they came. They actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a while, but they say they came on the land bridge, as far as they can remember. They came
yeah.
across on that bridge to Canada, as far as I can remember them saying. They're also the first people to have the first American Bible,
Those are Algonquins.
right? The John Eliot Bibles. They was the first to have that was the first Bible in America, the Algonquian Bible, or the John Eliot's Bible. So
I
that's
don't
why I'm
know.
asking who are the Iroquois in comparison to the Algonquian
See,
or
that's where I
Algonquian
get
people.
confused. Would they not be one and the same? Because I thought
Okay,
Algonquin was a language,
okay,
and
yes, also
maybe it is
language too.
maybe it is a tribe. Let me see. Let me just look at. Why don't I just look it up?
You might be right. It might just be a language,
Okay,
but I thought they
okay,
was a
so it
people.
is a tribe.
Okay, okay, I thought so.
Algonquin peoples are a tribe, and so is the Iroquois. I got that map. That's right. Why didn't
Mhm.
I just bring that up? Damn,
Yeah,
I
you got
forgot.
so you got so much in store to sometimes you
right.
forget. That's how it is when you study like
Yeah, I
that. Some
know.
things you forget.
My bag, y'all. I'm gonna go get it up. Where's that map? There it is. Linguistics map. There you go.
There
So
it is.
okay. Algonquin is all the yellow areas. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
And then Iroquois is the darker yellow. So the lighter yellow is all Algonquin. And that's all up there in Canada area. The
Mm-hmm.
lighter yellow and the
All the
darker
Illinois.
yellow. Um, the Iroquois seem to have moved. They as we read, they moved. They got kicked out. Their power got taken away from them in Canada, right? And they moved to New York and in the inner cities, right?
Right.
Mm,
Right? That's what I just read.
Yep.
And it
hmm.
said that they ended up, because this tells you what happened to the Iroquois right here. Where is it? Now we see. So the Algonquins is the Indian tribe, and so are the Iroquois speaking people. They're the
Mm,
darker yellow.
okay. Okay. And then I see some people in the chat saying Shah Sun and some other people saying it too. Like, yeah, some of them stayed and some of them kept going. Okay. You see the Blackfoot up there to the top left?
Right.
Blackfoot blood.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm a topographer and I'm a topographer reader. I love maps. I
Me
have
too.
plenty
You know
maps.
what? I got a little
Ooh,
problem with maps, y'all. I
oh,
just got
I
I
got
just
a
got
problem.
maps. I think I got a little issues because I love maps. I do. But in reference to the Iroquois being in power up there in Canada, because I think they had it from Canada all the way down through past where we are. I'm here in the north to New York. That's a lot of damn land.
They even
Mm-hmm.
over there in
All
North
of New
Carolina
York and New
too.
Jersey.
Yeah. North
Yeah.
Carolina, Tennessee. That's North Carolina, Tennessee, South Carolina border, which would be the Cherokee Catawba. Yeah, that's in that split right there. So, yeah, so they pretty much had Niagara Falls.
Yep.
Yeah. So now look, when you read this, this tells you what happened to the Indians, aka Aboriginals in Canada. I'm gonna ask Straight Smoke if he could please read it because I just got my voice back. I'm gonna be good.
Yes, ma'am. I got you. Enfranchisement. Enfranchisement is a legal process for terminating a person's Indian status and conferring full Canadian citizenship. Enfranchisement was a key feature of the Canadian federal government's assimilation policies regarding Aboriginal peoples. Voluntary enfranchisement was introduced in the Gradual Civilization Act of 1857 and was based on the assumption that the Aboriginal people would be willing to surrender their legal and ancestral identities for the privilege of gaining full Canadian citizenship and assimilating into Canadian society.
Now stop right there, brother.
Yes, ma'am.
Doesn't that sound exactly like the shit that happened down here when the United States was created and after the Civil War? I don't see the difference in that happening up there in Canada and then down here. The only difference is um they was Canada was truly identifying the people they did this to as the Aboriginals. Whereas
Correct.
here in these damn 50 states, they tried to hide the fact of who we were. Because this is what the people look like that they did this shit to Canada. They looked at like this and meaning us, period. Point blank.
Right.
Correct.
Like
That's why it
me,
was so
look like
easy.
me, look like you, look like all of us Negroes. Now go
Right.
ahead and finish reading. But I'll tell you, this is what happened to us. We had
Definitely.
to give away, hide our identity to come under this bitch. That's why they put us bees and called us Negroes and stuff. But go ahead, y'all got it.
Okay. So individuals or entire bands could enfranchise. In the case where a man with a family enfranchised, his wife and children will automatically be enfranchised. However, very few Aboriginal people or groups were willing to abandon their cultural and legal identities. As anticipated by the colonial authorities,
I think that's a
enfranchise.
lie. I think they was warring, forced them prisoners of war. But go ahead. Because who's
In,
gonna voluntarily give that? Come on, that don't make no sense. But
makes
in
sense.
dealing with niggas, it just don't make no sense. But you got it, bro.
Enfranchisement would become legally compulsory with the Indian Act of 1876, which stood until 1961. Over time, Aboriginal people have been enfranchised for serving in the Canadian Armed Forces, gaining a university education, for leaving reserves for a long period of times. For instance, for employment and for Aboriginal women, if they married non-Indian men, or if their Indian husband died or abandoned them.
So now, this is why I said this part of my slides. I said, so now this makes sense of what happened to them. Let me see. Now read this. Oh, you can't see it?
No, ma'am.
Let me know when it shows.
All right.
It's not showing.
No, ma'am. Black screen.
Oh, they don't want me to put this out here. I swear I'm sharing this. All right, let me try it again. Oh, all right. Um, I don't know why it's not working right. Wait a minute. Jeez, where are you? This don't make no sense. Now I can't find y'all. Hold up. Okay. Um, why is this not showing?
Still a black screen.
Oh no.
Oh,
Is this is it up?
no, it had a flash real quick and then it took it right back down.
All right. I think they messing with me. Hold on. Let me get this right. All right. Let me try this. All right. Now let me try this. I'm gonna get this from the beginning. From the beginning. All right. Now. Um all right. Now I think I might have it. Oh my goodness. All right. Let me try this again. Now is it showing?
Yes.
Now, after all of that, where did after them supposedly giving up their identities and all this other shit to become all this, what happened to them?
Hmm.
The Iroquois. Read it.
All right. Most of the remaining Iroquois, except for the Onadia of Wisconsin and the Seneca Kagula, Oklahoma, are in New York. The Onondaga Reservation, there is still the capital of the Iroquois Confederacy. Large numbers of Iroquois in the United States live in urban areas rather than on reservations.
And that's what happened to them after being, you know, bullied out of Canada when they were in power because they took it over up there and then came down here. We gave them the 13 colonies and they expanded just like
Wildfire.
they went. The little black snakes went and disappeared
Yeah,
in the
the
community.
13 colonies turned into the United States of America.
You know what? It, does anybody remember this, or am I having a brain
All
fart? Did Great Britain empty their jails for these 13 colonies?
right. I don't know.
Shit, not just Great Britain, bruh. Shit,
But you understand what I
Christopher
mean,
Christopher brought a bunch of people out the jails.
right? I could have swore I read that at one point in
I'll be
time.
right back.
Could have
Do
swore
Yeah,
you?
I read
Y'all want anybody else on the piano?
that.
Or
OTK,
no?
you got
Y'all can just
anybody?
vibe.
yeah. When you come back, I jump on my computer then, because I want to share some South Carolina history with y'all about this assimilation and how we got classified to here.
Okay.
And the reason why I want to show y'all here
I'll be
is
right back.
because this is one of the major ports where they say the slaves came in at.
Correct.
The majorest, the biggest out of all the ports.
And
So,
that's something else right there, man. That's something that
mhm,
needs to be shown too.
so I do a lot of studying. Most of my research and my stuff is on the Indian slave trade.
Ooh.
Stuff people don't know about. That's what I try to. That's what I'm about to start teaching more about. But that's what I'm more interested in. So now that I done locked down Charleston, that port, now I'm going to these other ports. I'm going to people, or I'm trying to find out. I would love to find somebody in that state who's willing to do that because they can go to the library and stuff
Yeah.
like that and dig a little deeper than what I can find over the internet. You know what I mean? But I want to see how many, cause see, like do a certain time period in Charleston, more American Indians got shipped out than Africans was brought in.
Ooh.
Okay, see, you didn't know that.
Ooh.
So now I'm trying to see if that was the same at these other major ports also.
Because I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I will say this. Those people brought over who they could to help set up their shop. That's how I'm looking at it. That's how I'm looking at it. Now, anybody else that seen when this creation was going on that helped them do what they're doing, that's how we got here.
Hmm.
You know,
Right,
I
right.
mean, a business can't perform without workers, correct?
Correct.
So
Our business is only as good as its
as the
workers.
workers,
I
thank
own my
you,
own business too. I am not nothing without my crew.
man.
You know what I mean? I can do the work. It's gonna take longer. Yeah, I make more money. It's gonna take longer. But if I'm a person who's trying to grow and to help feed other families and help them end up eventually feeding other families, I'm gonna teach them so I can get replaced.
Say it again.
In my business, I teach so I can get replaced. You make more money by learning in my profession. I do sprinkler systems, irrigation. So the more you learn, the more I pay you. You know what I mean? So it's
Well,
not like you cutting grass or nothing like that and you're stuck. You're just a landscaper and you're stuck for 5 years before you get a pay increase. No, you can get raises per month, per week, depending on how quick you catch on.
right.
So that's how it is. But Sister Bethany, I was telling Straight Smoke that during a certain time period in Charleston, more American Indians were shipped out than Africans brought in. Did you know that? You on mute. You on mute, Queen.
I sorry, I said I could believe that because they wanted to settle in those areas. So what better thing to do is to remove them, and then removing those Indians, bringing them somewhere else, you know, it gives them the opportunity to make up the African daishiki story, which is
Uh,
a
Ooh.
total lie.
Ooh.
and guess what?
Because
A
that's who
lot
was
of them
enslaved
was
over here. The Indians were enslaved on this land, not Africans. Because just like Benjamin Franklin said, why bring Africans over here? If they had did that, they'd have beat the shit out of all them Europeans. Africans and hood nigga pookies together. Come on, it don't make no sense.
They was already classified as being savages. So what the you thought was gonna happen?
Right. Africans
right.
did
Huh?
fight like brutal in them days. They cut your damn head off.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
mean, come on. You supposedly got them chained, these Africans chained up on a ship, right? And when you look at the people that were over in the occupying that land, they'll chop up a damn baby and eat it. So what do you think they're gonna do when they hungry and see a white piece of meat? Get
Oh.
out of here. That's why I said the story is so fake. Now you got Africans over here and all these Indians that look like me and you. Okay. Let's
Mm,
keep it real. You got all of them over here. And Ben Franklin was like, "Oh hell no! Why we gonna do what we gonna do that for? You got all of us over here, and then you're gonna bring Africans too? Come on, Million Man Mark. You're gonna bring more African. You're gonna bring Africans over here, in addition to the Indians that's already here." Ben Franklin said, can we bring some people that look like us? They would not have this damn land. It was not. That's why, okay, I do agree with A1 about what none of them in no power. It was us in power. This is why I could believe his story because it makes more sense.
Yes, ma'am. And this the crazy thing. They wasn't just the Indians from South Carolina. They was the Indians from up north that they was capturing during these wars and bringing them
Yes.
to South Carolina and shipping them
Yeah.
off
And shipping them out in
and
Barbados.
shipping
Oh,
them
something
off.
happened to Smoke. And shipping them out in Barbados and
Hmm.
Jamaica and Nova
All over,
Scotia, all over.
even Africa. They
Yes,
even was
that
taking them back to Africa.
not back, but just two
Well,
over
to
there to
Africa, yeah.
Liberia
Hmm.
in the
They was
1800s to Liberia, and a lot of the Indians didn't go. They was like, "Oh hell no!"
I'm talking about 16, 1700s. They was taking them since then.
I can't put a stamp on that, but I can
I'm
put a
gonna show
stamp.
you. If you can drop the link for me, let me jump on my computer. That way I can share my screen and I can show you what I'm talking about. Trust me. You would never hear me speak nothing that I haven't read or researched or
And
something
then
like
again,
that.
it depends on where you got the information. I'm tough with my
Okay,
information
okay,
because
it's no problem.
even what I showed today, OTK, I'm not making this solid. I'm just thinking, logically. I'm not
Hmm.
saying this is set in stone and true of what I shared.
Right, right,
Literally, because I could
right.
be half wrong and half right. So
Hmm.
I'm not claiming no truths here.
Right, right. And yeah,
You,
girly girl 72. Shout out to my BCU family,
hey,
man.
girly girl.
Yeah. Yes, hey, girly girl. Me and Sister Freedom was on the phone before we came on Top Cat. So I knew she was gonna ask that question. She was like, yo, how can these ships, if it take us 18 hours to fly to Africa, how long does it take for a ship to get from Africa to
I'll be right
America?
back. I gotta put my baby's oodles and noodles, and I told you I'm on Nana duty.
Okay,
But
hold on.
I put the
I'm gonna
link.
jump off on this phone and I'm gonna jump
All
on the
right.
computer. Let me back on real quick.
Okay. So y'all, anything that I'm sharing today is just work that I've been reading, that I'm reading. I'm not saying anything that I'm sharing with you is out. There we go. What the hell happened to you?
Ah, this the wind is kicking up kind of strong. I think something happened real quick. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Is that you, OTK? Oh, yep, it is him. I see you. All right. So let me know when you want to share screen, and then I'm gonna go and put my babies. They want me to make them some oodles and noodles. Salty thing. They so good, but they just too much sodium.
Too much sodium.
Yeah, but they like it. Today I can't be bothered. I'm gonna make them his oodles and noodles. My grandsons don't eat meat. They do not.
Hey, Sister Bethy, what flavor do
Yeah.
they like?
Um, both the chicken and the beef.
So get a chicken a bouillon cube or a beef bouillon cube and some egg noodles.
Yeah, maybe I'll try that, but you can't fool them dudes. They will not eat crink. They're very funny. They will not eat the crinkly fries. My grandmother used to make the crinkly fries back in the day for us and put them in the oven. Them dudes, They know they don't play. They be like, no. I eat McDonald's French fries. Oh, hey,
Hey,
that's you, Curious?
hey, yes, ma'am, it's me.
Oh, okay. Hold on. OTK, I think he getting ready to share something. Then I'm gonna step away. How you doing, Curious?
Yes, it's me.
I see an orange screen. I don't see you.
I'm doing well. Just
Oh,
wanted to add
good.
it to kind of to the conversation. That's all.
Oh, you got it. Because
So
OTK is getting his stuff set up.
hold on,
You
hold on,
got it.
hold on. Let me.
I'm a mute.
Okay, I closed out that
I'll
one.
be
So
back. I'll be back. I gotta put my baby's oodles and noodles on.
Yes,
what's
ma'am.
piece of straight smoke,
Hey, what's going
everybody.
on, curious one?
All right, all right. So the one thing I do want to add to it, like you were saying, they did take from. I had a document, man. It was on my other computer that I had when I was working civil service. So that means it was it was owned by other people. And I
Correct.
had some documents that showed how they loaded up Indians, say in New York, and then they would take them down to, say, Louisiana or Florida or Mississippi, and they would load them up Indian, and then by the time they get down south, they would debark them as savage Negroes, so that way they could be put into uh, definitely put into slavery. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that practice went on for a long period of time. And like I said, I wish I tried to get all my documents before I retired out of civil service and put them on a CD. But what happened was I broke the damn CD by accident, and all that information was lost. But
Right.
it's a fact that they loaded up Indians up north, brought them down south, and called them savage Negroes, and load them and put them into slavery. That's the only way they could do it, because they had passed all them different laws in the 1700s saying that slavery was forbidden. So the only way that they could do to make it, especially Indian slavery, the only way they could make them slaves is that they loaded them up and then debarked them as savage Negroes. You can still find those records. Matter of fact, that's what I'm trying to do right now to see if I can't pull it back up from where I found it at.
Can you point me to like a reference point?
I
I can.
think I think I got it off of one of these like Pittsburgh historical Pittsburgh. Let me see which one I'm at now. This is Pittsburgh University. I think that's where I'm at. Let me hold on. Let me flip back here. I'm trying to find it, man. But it was just like a one pager, man. And that damn thing pissed me off, man. Because then I'm like, okay, they had been doing that for a long period of time. Pittsburgh University, I think this is. So what I did was I went through National Archives, National Archives, and I just started rooting around. There's a lot of documents that's hidden on the National Archives.
Yes, it is.
If you just start just doing plain searches, quick searches, you can find a lot of information, but it's definitely hidden. You know what I'm saying?
If I could, are we still talking about when you said Natural Archive, we still talking about the .org one, right?
Yeah, no, this is .gov.
Okay, National Archives.gov.
Yeah,
because if you go on to the .org one,
mm-hmm.
we're talking like broadcasts. They got old clips and broadcasts.
Okay.
And check that one out too, because it'll give you a lot of cross referencing. A lot.
I believe that, man. Like I say, I've been going down this path, and I had so much stuff, man. I had some documents where they had the name of so-called slave ships. I lost all that, man. I lost it all, bro. For real. I just
now
lost
you the
it
same.
all.
You the same one that was at one point. You was up here with us, and you was talking about trading, right?
Yeah.
Man, I got to talk to you on some things, man.
Say what? Oh, you're trading? Oh yeah,
right.
I was saying one.
Right. That's still you, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Because I did a nice number on GameStop back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our people need to get involved with spread their money around, understanding how these folks do it, man. My goal is one of my goals is to invest in a really expensive stock, and like the Berkshire Hathaways and all those, the big ones that these wealthy people put their money in. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we can talk, man. Get my information from Chief. Chief will give you my information. It's okay. It's okay if you give me my information, Chief. Okay. You
muted, Sister Bethy.
So I will, Chief. As long as I got your permission.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. OTK, you ready to share?
I think he probably still getting
He
set
better
up.
share before that water start boiling. I gotta go drop the noodles in.
The noodles and oodles.
Yeah, they like
Yes,
oodles and noodles.
I'm trying to share it, but I'm wondering what's going on.
All right, now at the bottom where it says present, that's the button you hit.
Go to entire screen.
Let me know when you find present because it doesn't say entire screen.
Yeah, once you click on present.
When you click on present, it says share screen. That's
Right.
it. OTK, you got to unmute if you're talking.
I'm mute up.
You're going to have to guide him, Smoke.
Okay. So when you hit the present button at the bottom, it
He's
says
not, his
share
mic
screen.
is not unmuted, so I don't know what he's saying.
No, it's crazy, Smoke. I just did a debate. So I know how to share my
Right.
screen. I got everything in a PowerPoint and a presentation. I'm going to. That's
Okay.
why I'm getting lost.
So when you share,
Oh, you
you
know
hit
what?
share
I get
screen,
this
right?
computer. You know what? My
And
frequency,
then you
because we
hit
got bad
window.
Okay.
It's okay. He'll work it out.
Or entire screen.
Right.
Never.
Right. It's 3 different subgroups. 2 different
Oh,
subgroups once you click
they
present.
was hitting the like button. I see where they hit the like button. Okay. That's good. I'm not complaining. Thanks, y'all.
Yeah, I think I know what it is. It's my frequency keep going in and out, man. We got some bad wind and rain right now in the south, man.
Well, do you want to
Hard to
email
listen.
it to Straight Smoke and he
Yeah.
could share it for you? If you email the documents to Straight Smoke, he's a whiz at the share screen.
Do you see my email in the back chat?
Okay. Yeah, you want to put it in?
It's already in the back chat. It should already be back there in the private chat.
Yeah, but if he switched devices, it probably he don't have it. That's why I was
Okay,
asking if he's
copy.
seen
If
it.
he's not, all right, I'm gonna put it in there. I'm gonna repaste it. It's right there.
Okay,
So if you
I got
send the documents to that address, Straight Smoke.
it
But
now.
I'll be back, y'all. I gotta go and put the noodles in.
I'm gonna show this to you guys. Let me see if I can present this.
All right. Well, Sister
Here.
Bethy will have to be the one to let us see it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, she won't. It says slide video show screen. Let me see if that's gonna show my screen. Can y'all see that? No. Let me see. I got something. Share screen. So here's a document. Can you see that?
Curious one. We're gonna have to wait till Sister Bethy comes
Okay.
back before we can share any screens.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. But I have a document that I just pulled up. I found on this flash drive. It talks about making Indians white. It says making Indians white, the judicial abolition of native slavery in the Revolution, Virginia, and its racial legacy. So making Indians white, the judicial abolition of native slavery in the revolutionary Virginia and its racial legacy. I don't know where I found this at. I downloaded it somewhere. I was gives you all kinds of information, statutory interpretation of slavery, slavery in the revolution moment, making Indians white and free. It talks about a little bit of everything in this particular document.
I'm sure Sister Bethy would love to get that. If
Yeah, I send it to her. I normally share stuff with her when I get different things. I just send it to her because
right,
she likes to present all this information, and I just just send it to her so she can. It talks about making Indians white. It talks about what else? It talks about this is a pretty thick document. It's
and
got
see,
all the references in there.
that's why I was saying like earlier. I believe that the age of ignorance is over. Now it's a choice.
Yeah, it is a choice, but a lot of people still want to fall
Did
prey.
you get
Or
the document, Straight Smoke?
Not to my knowledge, no, ma'am.
What
here,
is OTK doing?
I'm gonna send this to you, Chief, so that you can have a copy of this. Let me see. I got to go into my.
You want to do a share screen?
Yeah, I'll share it with you. I mean, it's here, and you can see the name of it. Somebody can just Google search it, and I don't know if you'll be able to Google search this one, but
Oh, you email it to me now?
I will if you want me to.
You want, and I'll do a share screen. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Let me open up my email, and then that way you'll have it.
Nah, he done fell off. He must be having some bad service connection.
Yeah, it's kicked up pretty hard. It's kicking up pretty hard.
I
We
know
gotta.
BAP is gonna be going live in like an hour, like 7:30. I'm gonna be off here within the hour because he's talking about the underground cities
Um,
and stuff, and I really want to see that.
I'm gonna reply to you, Chief, on that one email that you sent out. This
Okay,
email about you going live Friday,
okay.
and then I'm gonna
It should be
copy
an
this.
attachment. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna copy this one. And let me see. Copy.
Bad Saint, I know you is. Yes, you do.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff here. Forgot the story.
but Sister Bethy, those timelines is astonishingly. I mean, just
Yes.
I mean, that's a well coordinated thing. That is well
Yes.
coordinated. It truly
Of
is.
course, Cherise.
And I at least I'll give Canada they props. At least they properly gave people their they didn't try to just whitewash or blackball them out. They actually
Right.
said their names.
Well, that's the North period, even in my state. And when you get up in Mass, in Vermont, all the northern states, like Connecticut was very good in being openly honest on who the Aboriginals are. You know, Connecticut and say, hey, you're African. They just did not do that shit. And they still don't to this day. That's one thing I could say about, the northern states versus the southern.
Right. It's that is something that's well worth of looking into. Because when you
Yeah.
brought up that dude had to go to the United States to get recognized for Canada, I was like, what?
Exactly. That's why I'm like, in the beginning, I believe from what it sounds like to me, even with A1, he was like, we was in power. And that's why I always say that everybody keeps saying the five leagues in the nation. I believe that shit was the United States. That's what it started off as. I mean, it started off at the 13 colonies. But when you're talking about getting the remainder of the land in with it, that's the Iroquois, especially in the north. So that's why I said it probably was in the beginning, when because it was United League of Nations, remember? And then even they named it United States. And I think in the very beginning when it first started, it was the Iroquois running that shit. Because that's who else you gonna get the land from?
Else
All
you
this
gonna get
land
the
in the
land
north.
from?
No, exactly, to be able to make that successfully happen. And the Iroquois is very well known for doing shit and not telling their tribe members, like they still do today.
Wow.
That, you know what I'm saying? I'm reading that they did it up there in Canada and they did it down here. They didn't tell the tribes nothing. Even when they went to fight to get the borderline between Canada and the United States. So that's why I said, you know what? I'm still reading. I'm a student and I just love reading this stuff. Oh, you
So
sent it, Chief?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
there
sent
it
it
is.
to you.
I see it. Let me see.
It's a fairly large document PDF, but at the end of the day, it talks about the subject that you were on, the
Oh,
white
you sent me
slavery.
the picture that I had as an overlay.
No, I sent you. It's a document at the bottom.
Okay, making. Okay, let me download it and
Yeah,
let me
yeah. You
see.
can have you know, it's something that I had, like I was
I was
saying, a
gonna
straight
say,
smoke. I lost a lot of documents when I retired from civil service. I lost a lot of them because my
y'all
disc
gotta
got
give me a
destroyed.
minute.
Yeah,
Lectures. Oh,
but that's a it's an outstanding read. And it just goes into the history of how they, they made the Indian white and free. That's funny when you
I'm
think
gonna
about it.
um, I'm gonna compose and send this to Straight Smoke.
Okay, okay.
Oh God. What was the name again? Oh man.
What's
Oh,
that?
I know. I got it. There we go. I got it. Um, okay. I'm giving it to Straight Smoke to do because I gotta go and get them noodles for they be overcooked.
That's just I'm just sharing information. I mean, if he wants to look over it and present some information,
Oh
he
God, y'all
can.
gotta give me a minute. I'll be right
Okay,
back.
okay, okay. But like I say, straight small. I wish that I had that one document, man. That mug, it was plain as day. They loaded them up on the boat as Indian, and by the time they got south, they were savage Negroes, man. That's how they did it, man. I wish I had. It's just it's hard to believe that that kind of stuff that's how they did. No, it's not hard to believe. It's it shows the inhumanity, I should say, of how they did stuff. Census
yeah,
scary.
it's definitely not hard to believe considering look at the track record,
You're right, man.
you
You're
know?
right.
And I believe that everybody should be when a person show you who they are, believe them.
You're facts. You're facts, man. That's facts.
Believe them. Now in the face, like everybody want to say this is a corporation, this, that, and the third. I really don't care.
Right.
You know, that has no situational preference with me. I just know one thing. This conception was all about convert or die. You're gonna either go this way. Eventually, this is what you're gonna end up doing.
Right. You're right. And I believe that some of us, some of our ancestors, they, in order, like you say, to make survival, they said, okay, we're gonna go along. Because what I'm struggling with is now, I'm just speaking on me. Now I found a lot of my ancestors on the 1870 census, and it's iffy on the 1860 census. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
well, why is it so difficult to 1870 census, landowners, this and that. But on the 1860 census, I'm just using ancestry. Man, that mug sending me all over America. I can, and I know if the individual was on the 1870 census, I'm backing it down to the 1860 census in the same area. Man, it seemed like that's not possible. Ancestry will send you to California. You can't really narrow down the information to find that ancestor until after the Civil War in 1870. So that in my mind, I'm saying, well, that's when they became citizens. You feel what I'm saying? That's
Right.
just me. That's how I'm thinking. That's how I'm thinking. It's just not don't make sense, man. It seems like it
Well,
just
how I'm looking at it, the only way that anyone can be actually on the records of these things is if they was getting taxed.
exactly. Exactly. And that's 1870 census. If one of my ancestors was on the 1870 census, definitely was going to be taxed because he
Taxed.
owned 170 something acres of land down there in Mississippi. So he was definitely being taxed. Big old farm.
Yep.
Matter of fact, my my great 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 fourth generation great grandfather and my third generation great grandfather, they both own land in the same area. So definitely they were being taxed.
It was being taxed
So in
because
18, go ahead.
I was about to say during that time, that was the one thing that we was exporting the most was produce, all
Just
types of things, lumber, all types of different things that made at that time made the world go round. So
you're right.
what they had to essentially do was control and regulate trade.
You're right. You're right. You're right. I think we give too much credit to so-called. I'm not being to the pale European. I think we give too much credit for that. I think that our people, melanated individuals, indigenous, aboriginal, they had their hand in a lot of that trade stuff.
Oh,
I,
of course.
and so we want to blame, the European did this, and as we all know, we wasn't really disenfranchised until the 1900s. I got that document. Shit, I can probably show that one where it says
Well,
the disenfranchisement of the. Let me see if I can find that one. The disenfranchisement of the Negro. I know I got that one.
well, I'm not saying I'm when I say what I say, it's not to highlight what they did so great or whatever. I'm saying I said this earlier. I'm gonna take it in a corporational level. Your business won't work without employees.
No,
So if you look at this was a business.
that's
I've
all it
said
was.
this. I said this before. It sounds like to me personally in that family structure or whoever, and they was in the trade. It sounds like somebody didn't get paid correctly,
Right, right,
so they had an ill will to go against and be with.
right.
I mean, that's just my simple, common analogy that I can use to try to clarify how this all could have taken place.
Yeah, I'm looking for that one piece right now, man. I got the slave laws, the Aboriginal races of America, making the Indians white. I got, let me see, James John. I got a whole bunch of small stuff on here, man. Like I said, I lost a lot of information from. Oh, this one comes up. Okay, this is the Jordan
Okay,
Indian
lectures.
tribe.
Canada.
Let me see.
Hey, Yellowhammer in the chat, you said yes, it was our farms and we sold out. What I'm saying is that it wasn't so much as them selling out. Majority of lands is bequeathed to multiple people. It might be just two. So if those two people have a disagreement over how much that land is worth, that's how we have a conflict. So it's not a matter of selling out. What it is, it was a matter of who felt like they should have had a more control or a valuable stake. That's my take.
Oh man, this one is.
Why can't this be saved? Where is it? All right, if I'm in E, lectures.
It was a document called the Distinctive Characteristics of the Aboriginal Races of America. I had that, but now it's not coming up. It's like 48 pages. Let me see if I can't refine that someplace.
All right,
That's a good document there. Copy. Let me search this again.
E, lectures.
There you go.
Okay, straight smoke. I emailed it to you. It might take a minute for you to get it. Yeah, I smashed the like button. Thank you. Sorry about that. Between that and Nana duty.
Let me see what page is this on. All this yellow. Okay.
Oh, what happened to OTB? You must got a bad
4 of
connection.
48.
Yeah. I still didn't receive the email from them either.
Yeah, it's a problem. You got a bad connection going on up there. Gotta be. I don't know what state he in.
Oh,
I
that
think he said
niggas,
South
man.
Carolina, but up here it's like 50 degrees. That's like Indian summer up here. It's, you might need to refresh your screen too, Smoke.
I'm getting it.
So this book was that I got was. Yeah, I'm gonna send this to you too, Chief. This one is tight.
Oh, damn.
It's
Okay.
it says the distinctive character. It says the distinctive characteristics of the Aboriginal races, right, of
Can
America.
you see in the private chat?
Hmm? Who me?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no. Go ahead.
yeah.
I
Okay,
think
hold on.
Smoke got it. You got it, Smoke?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up now.
I can share my screen on this one. I
Oh,
believe.
go ahead. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, share screen. Let me see if it's gonna. Well, let me
And then
highlight.
you hit the document you're trying to share.
Okay, you ain't talking to an old man.
I won't. Well, you the
Hell
one.
no,
You
hell
you the one
no.
running. You the
Is
one
that,
running around here claiming proudly to be a boomer.
I ain't no damn boomer. I'll be
You
60
and
next week.
you
I'll be
and
60.
you
I'll
and
be si-
Alabama.
Hey, I'll
He,
be
he a
60
boomer,
next
but
week.
he's a young boomer.
Yeah, I'll be 60 next week.
Come on now. What's going
Oh,
on?
I'm so glad I'm not your age.
You suck.
What you
Oh,
talking
come on
You
now.
suck. You almost there.
about?
You suck.
Oh,
That's all I'm gonna
look, I
say.
got some years to go. Sorry, I
I'll be.
got years to go.
It will
I
not let
said,
me get that.
Don't be trying to make me old. What? What you doing?
let me see. It won't let me show that one. Can you see that, Chief? I
Can
don't
I
know.
see what?
This document that I'm sharing. No.
No, but I'm gonna do it because y'all slow. That's what happens when you be turning boomer. Look at there it is.
Oh, there
I
it
don't
is.
know what straight smoke doing.
Can you see
What
that one?
page you want to take it
No,
to?
no, no. This is a different one. I'm presenting one right now. Can you can't see that? Oh shit. Let me see. Let me see. Click on the document, present, share it. Okay, I got it now. Boom.
Okay,
Oh,
let
There
me
you
it is.
got
stop
it
my
now.
share
Okay.
screen.
Yeah. It says a
All right,
physical. So you see where it says
I
a
see
physical.
it.
It says a physical
You got
characteristics.
to make it bigger.
Shit. Now you're reaching. Okay.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
How big is that?
Make it a little bit more. Hit it again. There you go. All right, that's perfect. All right, now
So
you can read it.
this particular document, it talks about um the characteristics, distinctive characteristics. And if you look over here in this left, it says the different shades of color varying from fair tint to complexion almost black. And this to under circumstances in which climate can have little or no influence. So it tells you the Negro, the characteristics of the Negro for for whether we see him in the athletic cherub or in the stunning, I can't say Chima, in the dark Californian, or the fair Bora, he is an Indian still. So it tells you in this particular document that the physical characteristic, it's more to it than this, but this is some of the stuff that I had highlighted back in the day. And you can find this on this document is called here's the link right there. You can go to the archives.org, as the brother was saying. It
Yep.
has these different documents on it, but it gives you the physical characteristics of the Indian here in America. Um,
Oh, you want to read that again because for the people that got their little helmets on, like Shay's son, and
I, I just
not a coincidence.
I just say the complexion is almost fair tint.
Where are you reading at? Where? Where?
Oh, the top Aboriginal races of America. It gives you
Okay,
the
and then
margins. It
all
says
right.
the
Where did you
questions.
start? Where?
It
Where?
says
Where? Put
it
the arrow where you're reading at, and I'll read it
right
for
here,
you.
right here.
Okay. It cannot be questioned that the physical diversities do occur, equally singular and inflexible, as seen in different shades of color, varying from a fair tint to a complexion almost black. And this too, under circumstances in which climate can have little or no influence. So also in reference to stature, The differences are remarkable in entire tribes, which, moreover, are geographically proximate to each other. These facts, however, are mere exceptions to a general rule and do not alter the peculiar physiognomy of the Indian, which is as undeviatingly characteristic as that of the Negro.
Damn.
For whether we see him in the athletic cherub or the stunted chama, in the dark Californian or the fair Borora, he is an Indian still and cannot be mistaken for being of any other race. And that's out of this book, Aboriginal Race of America. And Curtis, I'm just going to this. There ain't nothing I could do
Damn.
but this. Nothing I can do but this. Eh,
I'm on it.
You can't get no better than that. Now, not a coincidence. I'm mad. Boy, they mad. Aboriginal Race of America. Done. I'm done. Email that to me, Chief,
Yeah,
when
I
you
got you.
get some free time.
Oh, I
Um,
got you. I got you.
now, you still didn't get it up straight smoke.
Yeah, I got it in the back.
Oh, good. Okay, because now I can stop mine. All right, Chief Curtis, you're gonna put yours down. I'm gonna put up
Okay.
straight smoke.
Stop staring. I'm done with it.
Now you got it from here. You can make it big, and y'all can talk, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, you got that document. Okay.
Yeah, Chief Curtis could guide you through this straight smoke.
Yes, ma'am. Where would you like me to go?
No, brother. I was just providing that doc. You can go to 1463, the page 1463. When you look at it, it says it. You can find it if you can find it. I don't think it's actual 1463, but it'll you can go to that page and just click on that section. You have to search it out because it's only like 175 pages. So you can type in whatever, but it talks about the origins of Indian slavery. It tells you um, how they began the Indian slavery and how they made them legally white. Here's one is by
That's the
making
one right
Indians.
here, ain't it?
Yeah, right there. You just use that if you want to use that. By making the Indians legally white, we shall see in some instances the courts erased a complex tractual past and created instead of a social legal divide. I can't read like that, man. You moving? Okay.
I'm
So
sorry.
basically, what they did was the courts basically made the Indians white, and then they basically made them free, but they were actually Indians and they were dark skinned. So they basically hid their complexions from the being that they were melanated. That's how they did it. They used the courts to say, okay, the, you know, Chief Bethy is big on the Supreme Court in their decisions, but they use the court as a weapon to say, okay, these people are free whites, and this is how they hid some of the Indian slavery. So if you start looking at the census and a lot on some of these census, you'll notice that they have put the first two initials of an individual. If y'all see that, it is in my opinion, and I can't factual prove it, but every census that I looked at, when they use individuals with their initials like EB Johnson, right? That was definitely a white man. When they used the whole name of John Bowes, that was a brother. So they used all these different documents to conceal a lot of the information that people that 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 hid who was who in the on the documents that they have. But this is just one of the documents. Like I say, I have a lot of stuff that I have, and once you start going through it, you will see that, hey man, this is how they hid the facts. And these documents are older facts books. They're not newer, as you say. How you say? What's the word they use, brother, for contemporary stuff now? They call it pseudo. This ain't no pseudo books. This is older
Right.
stuff that they made back in the 1800s, I believe this document was made, and it's got cases in here uh, showing how people went to sue went and they used the courts to basically XYZ born a free woman, and there was not a slave. So it's a lot of information in these books if you unfolded that particular document. I don't know
I'm
where I
glad you
found
said
that.
that because I just scrolled up and it's showing cases and other literature of these exactly what you're saying.
Right.
Exactly what you're saying. Hudgens versus Wright in
Yep.
Virginia,
Right.
1806. This is oh wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig into this.
Yeah. Like I say,
Thank you so much for this. Thank you.
yeah. It's like I say, I found a lot of stuff, and it's on my flash drive. That one thing that I was reading from the making the Aboriginals of America, I found that somehow. I don't know where I found it at. Me this scrolling through, and I said, "Oh, I need to keep this just like that." But that information is there for everybody. You can share the title of it or whatever you want to do. But like I say, that's an older document. It's I try to find the older stuff because
Right.
back in that time frame they wasn't lying. You know what I mean? It wasn't pseudo. They wasn't trying to hide and
Right.
cover up stuff. So
Right.
when you locate these older documents, you see that they're basically telling the truth. This is how they use the system to either free people and make them white. As soon as, like I say, as soon as they freed them, they became white. Right? They wasn't no more Indian again, or they were Indian but they were classified as white.
So it's safe to say that they was picking and choosing who they deemed fit to be assimilating into their sphere, I should say, or their way of doing business.
Right. But again, we have to remember white and black is a class system. Right.
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 That's the bottom line. White and black is a caste system. So they use the white and black thing. You have to remember back in the war was called the war. What was it called? In 1690, they had a war in Virginia. Uh, the rebellion. It was a rebellion, and the dude was a planner, and he got all the poor people together, which was so-called white and black. They got everybody together and say, hey, these wealthy planters are taking advantage of us, and this is how the term. So the wealthy planters had to figure out how to separate the people. So that's where they came up with the concept of white and black. And it wasn't until 1700 is when they passed a law saying that this group of people was black or colored, and this group of people were white. And this is how they socially engineered the thoughts of the poor people. Like, although you in this condition, you better
Mm,
than this person. That's how
mm.
they did it, and they use stuff like this to
Pretty much
to.
class warfare.
That's it. That's how they did it, bruh.
Class
That's how
warfare.
that's how they did it, bruh. For facts, that's
So
how they
that's the
did it.
same thing. I mean, so it's safe to say that if people don't understand that this happened back then,
Mm-hmm.
they ain't stopped.
No, they've
They
been
ain't
using.
stopped.
Yeah, they've been using the same tactics since 1690
Same
to
tactics.
the same tactics, and we still fall for it, and people still fall for it. I can say this because I do to make the work that I do. I have a small business just like every couple of you guys, and I'm in a lot of houses and a lot of commercial properties, residential and commercial properties. And I promise you, these people know who we are. They know who we are, but they'll play along just because you don't know.
Yep.
Well,
That's
you got to remember they was threatened just like we was,
right. You're right. You're right.
and here in the north and in the south, whether you were white or octoroon or look like us, they threatened both of us and said you better not say nothing, just like they did with the very lighter skin Indian with the white features. They treated them terrible too. I mean, they gave them a little bit more privilege than us, but when they knew that the person with the more of the white European features was Indian, they got treated bad too. They made them go and register with the colored troops. Yes, they was treated bad too.
You're right. You're right. I mean, but like you when you start figuring this stuff out, man, it's you be like these mugs is fucking dirty,
Yeah,
dirty,
low
dirty.
down.
Excuse my language, dirty. I'm sharing that book that I read in the back chat right there,
Okay.
so you can have that link. You can click on it and it'll come up that other book. But this, like I say, this document, this book here is it has a lot of information in it and court cases and everything. Let me see what else I can share with y'all. I'm gonna share some stuff with y'all. We got the making in. Here's the Virginia slave codes. I'll share that with you. I'll put it in the back chat. Virginia slave. Oh, this is a good one. Virginia slave codes. I'll put that in the back chat. Virginia slave code. I'm
Yeah,
copying.
most definitely. You see my email back there, right?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I seen.
please feel free to dump it on me.
Yeah, I'm putting it. I'm putting this information in here right now. The Virginia slave codes, right here. Bam. Let me see if it'll let me do it. Paste. Nah, it won't let me do that one.
Sister Bethy, right here, what he showed in this document.
Uh-huh.
Also, they have court filings.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh
got
yeah.
court filings.
That's what they use. Those are the sources they're using as they wrote that particular book. The sources are at the
Yeah,
bottom. A
it
lot of
won't let
it
me.
is where they get their information from. That's why when I literally do any lecturing, I try to use the court cases because it makes more sense.
Can't nobody argue with it.
Nope,
Right, exactly. And
ain't
they
no
don't
argument with that.
they don't understand. Oh, you know what? George the third is right. Bacon's rebellion is what you're talking about,
Bacon's
period.
rebellion. That's it. That's it.
George
Bacon.
Richard got it up here, right here.
Yeah, Bacon's rebellion. That's what they use to separate the poor class people from the ruling class. They create Bacon's
Yeah.
rebellion was 1680 something, and then they passed the law 1690. By 1700, that's where they created the class system from white and black. That's when it was
Yep.
created.
That's a
Bacon's
fact.
that's Bacon's rebellion. Thanks. Tell the brother. Thank you, brother, for that.
George, he
I, ju-
said thank he see
I,
you
for-
in the chat.
I forgot about that. I was trying to remember it, but I couldn't remember it. But Bacon's rebellion is the one that they use,
Mm.
and it's unfortunate, but that's how they did it.
Yes, sir, honey.
Mm, mm.
Unfortunate. I mean, it's in writing. We as people, you just gotta want to do the research to get that information.
I know. I'm sure about to dig through this with sister. Yeah, I'm about to dig through this.
Hmm.
I have to.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I
it's
mean,
there,
because it's nothing like having a good paper trail.
That's
right?
right.
But
You
people
need
don't want
it.
to. But people don't. This is the damnest thing. You could present older documents like this, man, and people still don't want to believe it. I don't get it. This ain't
Well, that's because nobody likes to be wrong, first of all. Nobody likes to be wrong. But it's all about how people perceive information. Some people are loyal and honorable to people and just believe every goddamn thing they say. Me, I don't believe shit.
I
I
they
don't. And if it don't make sense to me, I'm not digesting it. I'm
no.
not.
But we've been so engineered, so socially engineered
Yeah.
to trust other sources without
That,
face value. Oh yeah, that's got
hmm
to be the truth. This is what they said. This is
hmm
and it doesn't make sense that
Yeah.
that's part of what they did. Really, is brainwashing. Make
Yeah.
tell you don't believe what grandma say, but you believe
Yeah.
everything that I say. Come on, man.
Exactly. I mean, and it's so clear because curious and straight. Why would our grandmothers tell us you're Indian? And not only down here in the north, all the way across the states. I don't care what state you go in. Somebody's grandmother told me they was Indian.
We all can't be wrong, and
Exactly.
they
Say
all
it
can't
again.
they all can't be wrong saying that,
Come
oh,
on, man.
we you guys are this and that, and my mama was this. And so if you, I told one person this a couple weeks ago, I said, well, if your grandmama mama was Indian and your grandmama was an Indian, what that make you? Just
Facts.
just so simple.
This is
Use
it.
common goddamn sense. People don't want to do that, man.
And that's the truth. And it really, really irritates me when people like Not a Coincidence and Shay Shun come in here and humiliate our grannies because, you know, they'll come in here and say, you're African, them too. All right. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Who are you? Where did you come from? How are you going to tell me who I am? And like, how are you? And all across the 50 states, everybody's granny is educating them. They ain't going to lie. My granny was born in 1931. They, they they're not going to lie to their children and then die.
No.
My thing is, all right, you come in here, not a coincidence, and like people like Shay Son, they come up in here, and then you got your Sarah Suit and Seti, who look like a goddamn Powhatan, because all of them is half bloods with them damn freckles, all right, and they look mulatto, and him to come around and act like he African. And then you got Say Netta, who look part Puerto Rican, okay? And then you got Jabari ass. Well, he looks African. And I'm not saying that because I dislike his lecturing in fake African studies. But maybe he is. Because in Jamaica, they did bring Africans later over there. But not all of them. There was Tainos there. And, it really just ticks me off. How dare you not respect me? And how dare you try to prosecute me into taking a DNA test? That shit is bullshit. When the owner come out and the person who made it comes out and explain to you, why would I even bother? It's not admissible anywhere. No. And, you know, the documents that our government have on us that my mom can substantiate. My mom's 75, so she can substantiate the people on the government documents. So,
Oh, I sent
and then you get this little 1980, 90 kids coming in here saying you this. I'm like, no, you don't. My grandmother told me I was Indian. Alex Haley and Jesse Jackson told you your ass was African.
you. Man, Jesse Jackson. I always say this, and excuse me for saying it.
Who
Jesse
happens to be
Jackson.
Cherokee with his
He,
poppy ass eyes.
that nigga need to have his. He need to be horse drawn and tied up and horse
Him,
drawn.
Noble
That
Drew
shit.
Ali, all of them. Nobody even mentioned Moors. And I look, sorry, Moors, but I'm just not with it. Even in the
Yeah.
documents I read, it's saying the Moors came from Spain, the old Canada shit I was reading today. But I'm being who I am. I when I the more I researched on my history, the more the relief I felt, and it connects with you, and you never. It's just something you're never gonna let go. Once you find out who you truly are, it's a relief and it makes you cry because all this time you're looking for your home and you've been standing on it the whole time. That's enough to make you just cry. And it makes you not only feel so good to know that this is our original home and it always have been, it makes you care more about this soil.
Right.
You begin to love the soil more because
Hey,
we
sister Bethy,
all
if I,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that that's the feeling I get. I'm like, you love the soil more and you respect it more. Most time when something's yours, you take care of it, you cherish and you love it, right?
Of
I know
course.
I do. If it's something that's mine, like nobody can't come in my house and go near my computers. It's just death to do so. I'm serious. And nobody can put their hands on my white walls. I'm OCD. If I
Me
see
too.
one spot, I'm gonna flip out. I can't stand to turn on YouTube and then there's a black spot or somebody splattered some mustard or something on the wall like in the hoods. No, I'm gonna flip out. It gotta be white and clean. But you cherish what's yours. Like niggas when they get their first cars, they clean it every damn day. They clean the cars more than they clean their ass.
You crazy.
What? But I'm just saying about the cherishing. So when you learn that this is your soil, you begin to get offensive over it. Because now you really have a reason to be offensive. And you don't have to be a Democrat or a Republican or independent to want to defend soil. You
Here's another
really,
one. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I,
you love it.
right.
You stand on it and you stand for it. So it changes a lot of attitude when you really learn. The only ones that's acting arrogant and ignorant is the ones that is us talking about they freaking African. And 99% of them ain't even fucking been to Africa. But
You're
when
right.
they begin to, we all been through that shit. But I always knew I wasn't African because, like I said, Curtis, in the 70s, you know that was defensive in our hoods. To call
Right.
somebody a black African or a black, you was fighting. And
You
we were
know what?
just like Indians crowding around to watch the fight. Ooh, such and such called Shorty black. And she's tearing her butt up. It was an
Right.
offensive word to us.
Black was a
Black and
defense.
African.
Black was a defensive word, man. You know, and
Yes.
especially when somebody get mad at you, you and your black ass. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
That
my
oh my
goodness.
god.
Yeah, that was a royal fight. It was like, here come all the Indians from all the other hood side of the hood buildings surrounding the circle to see who's gonna beat who. That's what Indians do. They gather around in a circle and watch shit. Whether it's a powwow dance or somebody getting their ass whooped, they circle around them. At least that's what they did in our hoods.
Yeah,
So,
that's what they did. You're right. I'm gonna share this last little piece that I got up on my
okay.
computer. One more, and then I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you this. And we were basically disenfranchised, and I show you. And this is I don't know where I got this from again, but let me see if I can't find what I was looking for. But where is that
But
damn
say
document?
straight smoke, you saved that document away, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Yeah, because I like to
yeah.
read stuff like that, when I'm
Afterwards,
laying in the bed.
yeah,
I'll go lay back and,
Let me see
just
if I can
read until I fall asleep. But Ab is coming on in like 30 minutes
stop.
and I'm going to get myself comfortable so I can watch it.
Yeah, I can't. I got it here somewhere. I just pulled it up.
Oh, you're sharing something, but
It's called the
it
Disenfranchise of the Negro, and it basically states that in 1895 that they didn't disenfranchise the Negro to 1896. I got
you
it. I don't know where I'm
I
at
think
now.
you're doing it wrong, but
Yeah, I am. I done messed
if you
up.
email it to me, I'll
I'm gonna
share it
send.
for you.
I sent it to Straight Smoke. He already got it. So I'm gonna stop sharing. Stop sharing. Yeah, I'm gonna stop
yes, I do
sharing.
Okay.
have it.
Yeah, I stopped sharing. But
I got it.
yeah, I just sent it to you. Yeah, the disenfranchisement of the Negro.
Yep,
Sure
I got
did,
it.
and it shows you that we were disenfranchised in
Yeah.
1896. It says,
There's a
I mean,
recent is a recent disfranchisement again
yeah,
of the rest of the wannabe African Americans, aka Jamaicans. Because now, if you look across these states, it's all like foreign foreign people working in Subway, Dunkin' Donuts, all the stores that niggas used to work in. But I got a story for that. You got to hit the bottom and blow it up, honey. With no the plus sign. There you go.
Yeah, but it won't allow me to scroll up when I do that. That's the problem. It
Well,
won't
that's
let
okay.
me
You can
see the
make
whole.
it little. We did not disenfranchise the Negroes until 1895.
there it is.
We took the government away from them in 1876. Damn, we did take it. If no other senator has come here previous to this time who would acknowledge it,
Damn.
More is the pity. We have no fraud in our elections in South Carolina since 1884. There has been no organized Republican Party in the state.
There it is.
We did not disenfranchise the Negroes until 1895. Then we had a constitutional convention convened, which took the matter up calmly, deliberately, and avowedly with the purpose of disenfranchising as many of them as we could under the 14th and 15th Amendments. Well,
So,
I'll be damned.
so
That's a damn bomb drop.
they use the 14th and 15th Amendment to kick you in the ass, and
Son
everybody
of
think
a
that they
bitch.
got their rights from the 14th. That's why they push the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. And this dude right here, so that goes hand in hand, Chief, with the pictures that you always show in
Yep.
South Carolina. That's the
Yeah.
picture. That's the documents that's saying what they did.
Exactly.
That's it goes
Yo.
hand in hand with them pictures.
Gotta shake it up, honey.
That goes hand in hand with that.
I can do my little crazy thing. It's the thunder.
Oh, the thunder.
Crazy lady thunder. That's amazing, Chief Curtis. Amazing information. It's what we need. A lot of this information is being digested. And I can tell you this, a lot of politicians, whether they're Britain, Irish, French, Dutch, they're speaking about this. A lot of them are coming out saying, I've been hiding this for years. But my grandmother is a Negro and it's on her birth certificate. There's a lot of people tired of hiding behind that who predominantly have their white features. And they're tired. They're not living off of those old statutes and laws that they put against us. And they're coming out slowly. And I tell them to take a damn bow. Because just like they had to hide behind their true bloodlines, we had to lose ours.
You're right.
This is sad.
It is.
This is sad.
It is.
I got one more document now. This document gives you the whole goddamn timeline from 1492 all the way up to what was that? 1492 all the way up to 1999 South Dakota. It goes I don't know when this was created. It's the latest is 1999, and it gives you timelines, the years of the different wars, the governors. It's got 10 sleeping Indians with scalp by
Oh
white.
yeah. I
This,
remember that story too. Didn't
yeah,
they make a song out of it?
yeah, it's got so much in here. This one is pretty, but it has a lot of the wars. It talks about the chicken pox, how they used the so-called chicken pox. I don't know where I got this from, but anyway,
And then they talk about the blankets that they put over them, and
yeah.
it had something in there that they died. Everybody shared the blanket.
But here's the
Yeah.
common
I
sense. The
remember
common,
Chief of the Pecussit tribe came up and told that story about what they did to the Pecussits.
but the common sense would tell you this: if they did it and our so-called people was exposed to that shit, then they were exposed to it too. So shouldn't they had to been dead the same way?
That's why I said a lot of these stories is fake. Just like the story about what is it, the smallpox. I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, all the Indians died. Why all the white people didn't die? So I
right.
know it was a damn lie. All
That's
this
that.
stuff is just bullshit.
But you have to use common sense. A lot of people just don't want to use common sense. Like, oh yeah, they killed the Indians off with smallpox. Well, wait
Yeah.
a minute. If they use smallpox as a weapon, wouldn't they be?
Be right
'Cause
back.
you didn't have immunization like like you do now.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, you didn't have that. So how can you use that as a weapon? everybody would have
No,
been
I don't
dying
trust
off.
no medicine today. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I just
me
don't.
either. I'm with you on
I don't
that one.
trust nobody. I don't trust no doctors. I don't trust nobody.
Me either. I'm with you on that one. I'm for real on that. I went to the doctor today. I'm talking about you want this? Nope. I start laughing.
Exactly. They always, ooh, you shouldn't you get the flu. I'm like, no, I don't
Nope.
want anything.
Nope.
Just sign the paper and let me fucking go.
That's it. I
I'm
was
not your
laughing.
experiment. No.
Yeah, man. I was like,
You
I
take the
know.
thing and then you'll grow a third breast. Get out of here. I don't trust none of
Be
these
sick as
goddamn
hell.
food.
Be
Hell yeah.
sick. Not me. I'm the same way now. Well, I'm like, no, thank you. Oh, well, I recommend it. Strongly recommend. No, you don't. I'm not taking it. I tell them in a minute. I'm more natural individual. Thank you.
Yes, George. I remember that. The senator in Alabama who called black people at his
Aboriginals.
town hall meeting called him Aboriginal. The next year, the media made him apologize. The media is the one that need to apologize. Don't be calling us African American. But you know what? I'm keeping it a buck. The media has begun calling us aborigines. They have. They're
Have
starting
you
to
heard
say
it?
aborigines. Yes. I they down here in Connecticut and in New York, they are identifying us as aborigine, and I really appreciate it
Me too.
because it's only right. Don't put all people with brown skin as Africans because you know the shit is bullshit. Not one, okay, back during that time, you just got to think about the simple shit. Not one person, landmass that looks like me, supposedly came on an African ship from Africa. None of us have an African name.
None of
How
none
you
of
gonna be from Africa and your name is Betty Jean?
Mm.
you
Not
can't.
one person alive today walking around has African names that's originally from this landmass. Now, if real Africans are over here, you really hear their African name, Nafea, those Sophia names, Ungubu, and the last name, Ngobi, and all that other stuff. Those are real Africans that came over here. But nobody in our history has those funny names. Not even like in the 17, 1600s, 1500s. Nobody's name was ever pronounced Ngubugubu. I'm not making fun of Africans, but nobody's names were like that.
Right.
Nope.
And if we was, why didn't when our parents had their freedom, why didn't they begin giving us African names?
Hmm.
They stuck with the Indian names, with
Hmm.
the Chiquisha, Shaquisha, the Indian names, our nicknames. So, and then Junior, that's very Indian to have a Junior.
Oh shit,
So,
this is a solid one, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
so
Let me see if I got.
and then the writing on the instructions from the damn commissioner of our Department of Interior. He told the damn superintendent agent to give us English Bible names. Don't call us like Black Squirrel in school. It's too offensive, too
Running
long and
water.
cumbersome. Yeah,
Running
don't give us
water.
no. Yeah, because ain't no what white person is gonna name their child Black Squirrel. Stop. That was us. That was us naming our kids Little Black Squirrel. or or like my grandfather nicknamed my uncles. He called one knucklehead and the other one musclehead. And he used to call him. I remember he called my uncle. That was their nickname, knucklehead and musclehead. And he said, "Come in here and do ham bone for me." And my grandfather was from down south, and you know that ham bone, ham bone. Where you been with the ham? My grandfather used to make him do that, and he taught us how to do ham bone. So we still have our traditions.
I'm gonna see. Let me see if I
But
can.
Chief Curtis, that was explosive what you shared with us.
So I got another one. I'm gonna send to you.
Yes,
I
he
don't know
You
who.
was.
send it to Straight Smoke or
Okay.
me,
Okay.
because he's quicker with it.
Okay.
And,
Let me see if I can. Let me
and
see.
then I'm gonna get out of here in like 15 minutes
Okay.
because I
Okay.
want to attend my
Let me
grandsons.
see. I gotta see. This is called the. See if you can't go. Straight smoke. Google search the legal beginning of the American Negro slavery. This was written by William J. Wood. This is a good article. It gives you some dates. It talks about the Caribbean. See no evil, hear no evil.
The legal,
Let me
legal beginning of what again?
a legal beginning of American Negro slavery. They see if you can't. Negro plaintiff wins precedence over
At
slavery.
least he could prove it, George, which a lot of us can't. That's how I know. But that energy, I ain't ever feeling that. That ain't my. I'm not African, and I'm very content and confident in my life.
It's not off the history, is it?
I don't know where I got it from. I can let me
Curious.
go back to my. What say? What you say? I'm here.
It's not off
I'm,
history, is it? It's not off
I don't know
history, is
where
it?
I got. I don't think so. Let me see if I can't in the send this to you in the backtrack. Let me see if I can find this.
You got
Okay.
closed
I have it as a
links.
Word document, but here I'm gonna send it to you via email. I'll send it to you. I sent you something. I sent it to you via email.
All
Let me
right.
get to it.
You've been
Go
killing
back
me
to it.
with your drops, man.
There's so many people up in here. My goodness,
You've been
Yeah,
killing me with your drops.
bruh,
damn.
I just keep stuff. I find stuff, and I just this is a written article. This article had to be written around 72. This is one of the newer articles that I do have. Let me see new. Let me see new. Let me see if I can click on it. Let me see. But this is a newer article. Like I say, I social. Let me see.
I'm gonna start racking up in here.
Okay,
No, but y'all go ahead. I could get everything. Oh shoot.
compose. Here we go. I'm just gonna send it to you real quick. I sent you two different. You got two different email addresses from me, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one is my business one, and the other one
yeah,
is you know, my
yeah. I got you.
personal one. Okay,
I got you.
yeah. To show you that I'm legit what I'm saying. I ain't making this shit up.
Oh,
I
I ain't
love
questioning none of it.
I love working for myself. I promise you, because you don't have a headache. You ain't got to put up with nobody's bullshit. I mean, I'm telling you, man. I wish I had a did this shit a long time ago, but it wasn't in the time. The ancestors said it wasn't time for you. Here it is. I'll send it to you. It's uploading. Send.
All right.
Boom. And I'm sending it right now. I just sent it to you. But this talks about
All right.
how they so Negro and Indian go hand in hand. Do we all agree? It goes hand in
Of
hand.
course.
So
Synonymous
this
term.
particular yeah. So in this particular document, it talks about 1662, the illegal beginnings of Negro slavery, but the Negro slavery was the Indian. So this is how they flipped it and used the word in Negro with Indian. So as you start reading these older documents, this document here, you'll see, especially on page what is that? If you probably got it, American Negro
Yes, I do.
slavery. It starts talking about it. England's first slaver. It talks about in 1552 to 1562 the first slaver, and they use African slaving. They use that, but I don't know about that. But then if you go down to this was written by this William guy, American Negro recognized institution of lifetime servitude. Talks about that. A Negro boy, 3,000 pounds of tobacco, 1649 Maryland case, for example, three runaway servants, two white and one black from Virginia was apprehended in Maryland. So this particular document even spills that there was some white slavery, and the whole thing was that they used to trade tobacco off for servants. I mean, this is a pretty good document. And like I say, this is the oldest one that I have. If you look at the legal beginnings of Negro slavery, it's, and it gives you just a history, 100-year history. So I mean, I just share what I got. I wish my CD didn't break, man. I had probably 30 or 40 documents like that on there, like this on there. That stuff that I've been sharing, maybe 30 or 40 different things on there that I picked up.
What the hell?
Did you see it?
Yeah, I got it pulled up on screen. I'm just looking at the this one paragraph. It starts off at a more than casual interest in stolen Negroes.
Again, they were letting you know that people were being
A
stolen.
hot mess.
Oh my God.
And this was, like I say, this was written in 72, I believe, 74, 78, somewhere around there. And it gives you a quick history. It's 1562, Elizabethan period. It talks about slavery, pirates, and the Puritan hero. It talks about the system of slavery was created by the Romans. And it discussed that in this particular document. And this dude here, William, he was a graduate of William Woods. He was a graduate right there, a graduate of XYZ Indiana University, 1952. But this particular document was, like I say, I believe it was written in somewhere 74, 75, somewhere around there. He was an editor. I mean, a writer, and he wrote this particular item.
Well, what's stunningly standing out to me is that there is no mention of the African.
Well, it was at the top there, but it's not talking about Africans like you think it's talking about, like everybody else think it was talking about. It was just talking about slavery, Negro slavery. So again, the Negro and the Indian and Negroes hand in hand. If you, like I say, go back, it says 1662, and then it talks about the mulatto problem that they had. That's funny in itself when it talks about the
Wow.
mulatto problem. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.
And then they just don't want to tell you that the way they got the creation of the Indian is really originally what we would call mulatto.
Mulatto.
Because then by the time they got the Indian to look purely European, that's when they pointed out, okay, that you're the Indian. Because they took it, they wiped out on paper the Negro from being the official original Indian because they never want to tell you where they got that blood from.
No,
They just don't want to say it. It burns them up to say it.
Man, curious. You gave me some hellified homework.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just sharing, bro. Yeah, I mean,
Thank you. Really.
yeah,
Hey,
Thank you.
hey, Smoke. But I'm about to
all
get
right.
out of here, y'all. I've been on
What's
here 3.5 hours, and I really want to go get myself relaxed with my grandsons and sit back, and I'm gonna watch between two channels, Bad Power and Empress Ober, and relax myself.
all right?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Thank
but
you
I
for letting
really
me come up.
enjoyed myself. Much love and honor to everybody in the chat and everybody watching live. I got some good old, you know, some nice old cool Canadian friends, Europeans too, European Canadian friends, and they, be spitting a lot of information and sharing a lot of stuff with me. So, it doesn't pay to be evil to people because not every European that came over here was your slave master or descendants of slaves.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
So it's good when you communicate with other Europeans of Scottish, Welsh, all of them, French, German. They really know their history, and it helps you to put things in perspective here in this part of it. That's why I'm so focused on Canada right now, because Canada dropped bombs. Canada really drop bombs.
And they recognize their people too.
Yeah, they do. They drop bombs and they keep it very real. So I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys.
All right. Peace.
And I'm out. And tomorrow is the night. I will not be live tomorrow because I'll be putting together, updating the slides that I have for creating your individual family tribes.
All right.
It's a
Peace.
positive thing.
All right. Straight.
So, all right, you guys. I'm out of here. Y'all take it easy, all right?
All right. Bro, you got my
Love
you
and
got
blessings.
all right, I'm gonna send you my phone number, man. I'll send you my phone number via email. We can talk.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Chief Kurt's is gonna give you some good old bedtime stories. He's like an old teacher.
Man, you start. Don't start on me.
Okay,
later,
okay,
later,
okay.
later.
Okay.
Peace to the chat.
All right, y'all. Love y'all.
Love you.